Let's go live before that song can go anywhere. That's
Pretzel. Folks, that's what we're here for. We're here to cut off the playlist at the best times. Whenever needed. Hey, welcome to High Shelf Collective. We're gonna be doing some we're gonna be revisiting a game that is near and dear to our hearts. Brindlewood Bay. With the what is it? Murder mystery mavens.
yes,
I
the
always get it
murder
wrong.
mavens,
I
I'm
don't know
like
if
the
the murder
fantasy
marvelous.
murder
mavens.
novels.
It's
Maybe
Yeah,
it
like
was the
the
mystery mavens, and
it's
we
like the
added murder.
marvelous murder mystery mavens of Maryville. Fuck, Brindlewood Bay is what I meant. Just as much alliteration as I can cram in there. That none of it's correct.
All the mavens in Mavenville were asleep in their beds.
That's right.
when the Brindlewood's heart grew 3 sizes that day. Yeah, that's
Yes, yes. So yeah, we are. Gosh, High Shop Collective. We're so busy. We got so much stuff going on.
Wow.
We. What's up?
We're doing a lot. The
Yeah,
most
yeah,
registered trademark.
yeah. Doing the most. So we've got. Right now we're in the middle of our charity drive campaign. This is the last week. Friday and Saturday, last two games, we're raising money for the Trevor Project, and you can be donating right now, even if you wanted to. The deal is we are, of course, raising funds for the Trevor Project, and my cat is awake, which is super awesome. So we'll hear him in just a second. Hi, Ricky. Yeah, I'm live streaming right now. That's pretty awesome. Yeah. So he also wants the Trevor Project to get all the funds that it possibly can. Every week, we are giving away a $150 gift card to Drive Through RPG. This week, congrats, Ethan.
It's real. I have that money and I don't know what to spend it on. I'm paralyzed with choices. I'm
that's
You
like
could just
looking
you
through
could
the whole
just do
catalog and I'm just
you
like,
could just do the first 50 on the top three things you saw, and just like, okay,
yeah,
I've made a decision. Now I've got 100 left.
for real. I could get like, I think like they tend to be like 20, $25 a piece. I could get like 5, 6 whole systems,
Oh
just
yeah.
everything I need. Like
Oh yeah.
it's
Yeah.
intense. It's a lot of money.
Yeah, totes, totes. And then, so also we have our big grand prize giveaway, which will be announced on Sunday, and that is a super rare book. We've got people who are donating just for the book, and then we've got a bunch of people who are donating for realsies, right? And it's kind of wild. We're Rich, High Shelf Rich, the man, the myth, the legend, the goofball, has a copy of Deities and Demigods, the first print edition from like old school TSR days. This book is like a collector's item. It's one of those things that like a whole bunch of nerds don't got, and a whole bunch of nerds really want, because it's like there were only so many made, and they've got like rare monsters in them that like TSR got sued over, and so either you have that book or you don't. And Rich got one, and he's gonna give it up for this.
Just
So
he has two, and that's why he's giving up one.
yeah. He has a
well.
spare.
It
Yeah,
was like he has two that have this stuff that got expunged later, and then one from like after that, I think too.
yeah.
Like
He's
it's
got the
like,
one that's been cleaned by the
Nobody cares
lawyers.
about that one.
yeah,
That's right.
no,
Nobody
That's
cares
right.
about that one.
That
You
was like
only
a
want the one that has,
yeah.
copyrighted material published in it without
if
any
it does,
sort
if
of
it doesn't
credit
have
or
Cthulhu,
things given.
if it doesn't
Or
have
royalties. Yeah,
Yogg-Sothoth, if it doesn't have Elric in there,
yeah.
it's a
Why
useless book, right?
why even
Like,
bother? Why even bother? Yeah. And so on last Friday, he had streamed with those monsters. Like he did a D&D campaign with those monsters. And I don't think it went well.
We ripped his victory out of his grasp when Hugo tried to annihilate the entire group. Um, the donators came alive, really.
Yes, that's
And
right. That's right. That's right. Through the power of cash.
That and they totally did the OD&D thing where they were like, how do we fight this thing? Oh yeah, we don't. And then they cast web like twice in a row, and so there was like 6 combat rounds to just get out.
Yes.
It's
Yes.
like,
Yes.
because I guess in that book they didn't think to make Nyarlathotep, immune to web, which probably should be, but
One would think. One would think. So
one would
yeah.
think.
So yeah.
My one weakness.
Yes. It's a level 2 spell or a level 1 spell as it is. But yeah, so we're giving that book away, and that'll be our final drawing. Anybody who donates $20 or more is up for both drawings, and you can do that right now. And then, of course, the other thing that we're doing is on Friday and Saturday, both of those games are going to be doing a bunch of giveaways live just to like donors in the chat. So on Friday, we're going to be playing Morkborg with Super Dylan and Scott from Storywood Games. That'll be super awesome. We're giving away a copy of Morkborg that's been signed by the creator of Morkborg, which sucks because when you play the campaign, it instructs you to burn the book at the end. So,
True.
you know,
That's
you got to be careful with that one. You got to make sure it's a really good campaign because you're burning an autographed copy, right? I mean, that's a
and
big
yet
deal.
the length of your campaign is based on random die rolls every morning. So, you can't tell.
Yeah, you have
can
no
never
idea
tell.
when it's going to end. And then on Saturday, we're going to be playing Cyberpunk Red with the good folks over at Cyberpunk Day or Mr. Stids. It's a collection of cyberpunk authors and all those good guys. So we're going to be playing with them on Saturday, and that'll be the capstone. That'll be the end of the whole thing. So we're super pumped. Lots of fun. We've been busy bees at that, and we've been busy bees starting to plan our 2022 for live streams. And there's just a whole bunch of stuff going on there. I don't think we have any like announcements other than Heckna. Heckna is absolutely going to happen like right off the gate.
Right off the bat. We got
Yeah.
the days are booked. I haven't
Yeah.
put them on the calendar yet, but the days are booked.
The days are booked.
In perpetuity.
Yeah. So Heckna is from Hit Point Press, right? They just came out with the PDF off the Kickstarter. It is a crazy D&D carnival type.
I can't believe
situation.
Wizards of the Coast just totally ripped that. You know, with
Oh,
their
sure they did.
Wild Beyond the Witchlight, Faith, or whatever. I don't think those things are 1-to-1 the same, but they're definitely similar.
Absolutely, they did. You know, they said, you know what? Let's get in on some of this, just a little.
We got you, Hit Point Press. We're on your side.
Yeah, exactly. So we'll be streaming some Hit Point Press stuff. We got a bunch of other stuff in the works, a lot of stuff in the works. So hold on to your butts on that front. I think those are all the announcements I have off the top of my head. Are there merch announcements? Okay.
New merch will be coming in the beginning of the year.
Hell yeah.
But the Christmas merch is available.
Oh yeah, for the charity stream itself.
Yep. So that is up on Redbubble and TeePublic, and just all of our normal merch. So
yes, yeah. This little tree is we're getting a lot of mileage out of the tree, and I'm here for it. We got a special emote or emoji. I think it's even
tree emote, if you will.
Yeah,
if you
there it is. Yeah, if you're, I think, is that a subscriber one or is that a free one?
I'm not sure.
Subscribe to use 2 of their emotes. It is a follower emote.
All right. All you got to do is follow. Just follow, and you can get this emote. You don't even got to pay us money. It's pretty great. Ooh, yes.
Those are the last 2 that came out too. So
and
the whiskey. Cheese.
Whiskey. Yep.
Yes.
So
Those
are out there too. I'm pretty sure that my other notebook is in my mailbox. So
thanks, Mike.
Doesn't count if it's in the mailbox.
That's right.
Better buy it again.
All over again. Doesn't really exist until it's in your hot little hands. Thank you for the sub there, Mike. So yeah, we're a self-funded stream is what this is. a lot of that happening. Okay, I think those are all my announcements for now. We're gonna be, guys, 2022. We got so much stuff in the works. Actual plays and YouTube content and world building and just it almost eclipses like thought. Just how much stuff we got coming. So just watch out. It'll be there. I think, Mike, it's my turn to hand it over to you to talk about Brindlewood Bay and the Mystery Mavens.
Yes, and I apologize for getting distracted. Who knows? There may be a point tonight where I just get to say, "Hey, stream's over," because this stream of like storms that's not going to show up when I try to hold the camera. Manages to like do another tail end of another stream of storms and tornadoes across where I live. Okay.
I was gonna say, didn't you recently just have?
Yes.
Yeah, I spent a good chunk of Live Friday night in the basement, so that was fun.
Oh God. Well, be safe.
Brindlewood Bay, on the other hand,
You just got to
goes
move
on.
all of your stuff into the basement so the gaming doesn't have to stop, even if there is a tornado.
That's where the router is anyway. I mean, I might as well just be broadcasting.
Might
from
as
there.
well.
That's, like,
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Brindlewood Bay. Game about older ladies, fans of a series of mystery novels.
Women's of a certain age. Okay, excuse me, sir.
Okay. No, I'm sorry.
Wrinklies.
Please, dude.
That was uncalled for. Uh, yes. So you have a reputation in this small New England town of, solving the murders that happen here oddly frequently for a town this size. Like, let's just be honest. Like, how many people have died in this town in the past year? Like 6, 8, more? Like, this is yeah. And you're always there. Here, you guys are always around when it happens. We know what's going on.
Always watching.
Murder mavens, more like mavens committing murders.
Hey, you know what? Sometimes Irene just has a bad day. All right, Irene and
I
Francis
gotta
get
blow off
together.
some steam. Gotta blow off some steam. If we're
Yes.
undermining a local leader, political leader, can follow many ways, including but not
Yes.
limited to
Actual murder.
actual murder.
So yes, good point. Beginning of session, we do get to pick like what are the things that you're gonna get XP for over the course of the night. So let's go ahead and make those choices while we remember that's an actual thing for a change.
Is murder one of the things I get to put on my character sheet to give me XP?
Well, not usually, but it is Christmas, so
It's Christmas and
Oh.
I'm in a giving mood.
I forgot. I did take the Milton Hardcastle move last time we leveled up. So an additional end of session question always considered, Mark, did I inflict extrajudicial punishment on a wrongdoer? So murder is not off the table, and I will be
Yes.
getting XP for that. So thank you
Yes.
very much.
That would be extrajudicial punishment, extrajudicial capital punishment.
Yeah,
Not
that's right. That's
exactly
like
what it
Judge
says, but-
Dredd level crime there.
Irene Dread.
Yeah, I picked up Frank Colombo at the end of the last session. I recall now, so
good one.
I
Good
would
one.
get extra clues if I do a meddling move.
I also have Frank Colombo.
But we're gonna use it in two very different ways.
Totally. Totally.
Or alternatively, you could just both do and two other things.
Yes. But wait, void clues rain down from the heavens. And everything was a little.
It's gonna get great because there's gonna be plenty of opportunities to use that one for this mystery too. So
Oh, good.
gonna go good.
Excellent.
Yes.
Sorry, I was gonna memory
You
of a
go
late
first.
family member and wisdom with a young person are the two I'm going for tonight.
I'm gonna go for. I'm gonna dote on somebody, and I'm going to behave like a woman half my age. Wait! No! Secretly undermine authority. Sorry, that is my brand. That is my brand.
I was waiting for it. If you didn't pick,
I forgot my brand. My brand.
Let's see. Show someone you still got it. Behave like a woman half your age. I think I did that for the first session last time, but that's fine. I'm in the Christmas spirit, and I might be in some Christmas spirits. No, not two
I
holidays
hope
in
so.
a row.
I think it needs to be every single holiday.
Maybe Mavis is just really boozy on the holidays. Like every other day of the year, she's fine, but like the holidays, boozy.
I can relate to that as a woman of a certain
As
age.
a human person.
As a human
As a-
person,
Would you say as a wrinkly? Is that what you said?
as a wrinkly, as an OAP, as they'd say in the UK. I am going to, because it's the holidays, I don't want to double up too much, but I am going to share a memory of a late family member because I feel like
Mhm.
that's naturally going to come up in Christmas time.
Yes.
And I think, let's see. Heather, did you choose share your wisdom with a young person? Or did you choose dote as your second one?
Share.
Share.
I did dote.
You did
When you're
dote.
saying you're looking at an audience, at a group of us. So
Yes. Sorry, I thought I said somebody's name.
But
I
pick
may
whatever
not
works for you.
Okay. Okay.
There's
I'm
only
going
so
to-
many.
yeah,
There's only so
Yeah.
many. I am going to. Well, fuck it. I'm going to dote. You
Way to-
motherfuckers
wait-
are
wait
going to
to-
get dote upon.
way to horn in on my XP trigger. I'm just kidding.
Okay,
Secretly
you know, if
under
you
mine and official,
We
but
should both dote on the same person at the same time. They would love that. They
Just
would love that.
constantly, like an entire
Yeah.
scene worth. Yeah.
Yes. We're fixing their hair.
Sure, do you need more cookies? And like, was the other one as he wheels away from
Yeah.
the table? The other one's like, and a glass of milk. Like,
It's good. It's real good.
so yes, as our episode opens, it's dark, and we hear that sort of like jazzy cover of like "Deck the Halls" that's like just uncalled for. And we get like, it comes into focus as there's images of like just a bunch of women of a certain age filing down this like snowy sidewalk in one of the residential neighborhoods of Brindlewood Bay, coming across a fence in front of a large house, and they're starting to go up the front walkway to the front door. And as the group is like filtering down the sidewalk, because you're outdoors, there's a word for that. As they're filtering down the sidewalk towards the end in the back, the camera comes to rest on the murder mavens who are here as part of this group, specifically as part of the Brindlewood Bay Lunch Club's annual Ugly Christmas Sweater Carolathon fundraiser. So as we see the murder mavens in the back of this group, what are their ugly sweaters?
We describe for each other. Is that the deal? Sometimes we pick things for each other. Sometimes we don't. I don't know.
Sometimes you do, sometimes you don't. This time it just says go around and ask each player to describe their maven's ugly Christmas sweater.
Okay.
I think there was definitely at least one woman who went by as like the camera panned who had like it was like crocheted, but it was like the Brindlewood Bay Lighthouse with like sequins at the top and like done in like red and white stripes like a candy cane.
Yes.
I like to imagine there were a couple different variations of Brindlewood Lighthouse.
It's a common
because
theme.
between
Third tallest in the
past
state.
few, second tallest now. Between the past few, they've recalculated. It's marked as second tallest. It's getting a resurgence. There's like they're redoing the decorative plates that have the Brindlewood Lighthouse on it, so it all says second tallest. Irene does not have a lighthouse themed sweater. Irene's ugly Christmas sweater is very much like art house bohemian art show, because it was made for her by several of the residents of the coffee shop, the workers of the coffee shop, who would have done it as like several individual pieces, and they brought them all together without consulting on each other what it looked like. But
so
it's
like,
all
one arm is
handcrafted.
like too skinny and the other one's a little too billowy, and like
Oh, absolutely.
This part has a bunch
There's
of
fun fur.
tassels. There's like
Yeah, there's fun for one like quadrant of it is definitely like kind of mixed media, where like it's knitted, but there's also like strips of fabric that are just kind of tied in knots hanging off of it. It's very festive, not Christmassy at all. It's just brightly colored and horrendous. It definitely like knocks things off of shelves when it walks by.
That's amazing.
Great.
I think Mavis's sweater is a very gothic Christmas, but in the literary sense, because she was an English teacher back in the day, and she has this one made. So there's like Dracula and like Frankenstein's monster and Victor Frankenstein, like, and they'll have like little Christmas hats on, and he's like with like a dark castle with like Christmas lights all over it and like a big Christmas tree. So it's like this totally ridiculous like hodgepodge of Gothic literature and Christmas theming.
That's awesome.
That one of her students made back when she taught a Britlit class at the university level.
I think
Cool.
that I think Frances. Gosh, hold on a second. I just got to get her vibe here real quick. Okay, cool. I think Frances has a. Gosh, it's this like pattern that is. It's like this red and yellow, kind of hex. It almost looks like hexes, but they interlink in this kind of funky way. And it takes everybody a minute to realize that this is the like carpet pattern in The Shining, in the hotel in The Shining, and it's just the sweater that she has, and it's not like it's red, and she's trying to pass it off as a Christmas sweater, but it's only saving grace here is that it's red, and you could make the argument that there are some sort of ornament on there, but it really is just the straight up carpet pattern from The Shining. That's what she's got.
Opal is wearing the best that polyester can get you, with like Santa. It's just very loud, like, and it's definitely just the hallmarks of Christmas, of Santa and the reindeer and like the house with the snow. It also has bells on it, which actually jingle when she walks, and because
Nice.
noise is the best way to keep from being killed. And it also has the blinking lights on it. There's like a battery pack in it, so she's noisy and bright, and in just all of her Christmas glory. And reindeer ears. Gotta have the
Perfect.
reindeer
Yeah.
ears.
Cool. Yeah.
Definitely the sweaters that make noise, when those are the ones I hate the most personally. So that's awesome, because that is always like
Just
you
bells on it.
you could just hear every time they like shift, and it's just like really. I have to get like instant notifications every time you like are uncomfortable.
Can I turn off push notifications?
Yes.
Just on you.
Yes, exactly.
This is also like the first Christmas that you guys know of that Opal is in Brindlewood Bay.
Yes. Oh, that's fun.
I'll shut up.
Yes.
Mhm.
So yeah, as we pan through and we see the murder mavens, all the women in this collective like gather up here on the front of the steps. You know that it's the home of Amelia Hawthorne, who is very rich and has lived in Brindlewood Bay for years and been a giant pain in everyone's butt. Um, Referring to her as miserly is putting it mildly.
Heater snow. Heater snow miser. Which one? They're both too much, but so you're not gonna win either way. But
There's we'll have a photo of her and Legend Keeper. We'll get to in a minute. But everybody gathers up to the front and gets a few bars into a rousing edition of We Three Kings. When a tall, middle-aged woman in a red suit steps out onto the porch, drink in hand, in a glass with cute little Santa Clauses on it, because, of course. It says, "Oh, that's quite a nice song and all. Any chance we can get you to do a funeral dirge instead?"
I don't think they have one of those for Christmas.
Yeah.
The Requiem Mass, dear. Just, it goes for every holiday.
Yes, so she will be like, I'm afraid we're not really in the mood for a Christmas carol right now. I'm afraid Aunt Amelia was found in her bedroom and is no longer with us.
We know
Wow,
this
we're
person.
just there.
No.
We're just there. We're there at the murder.
Ask
She
me
will.
We have
Yeah.
witnesses to confirm we weren't there.
She will introduce herself.
Bye.
She is Caroline Hawthorne. She is Amelia Hawthorne's niece. Uh, but yes, Amelia Hawthorne uh, passed away upstairs. Where did it go? They had like a description. Uh, Amelia was in her late 60s and very wealthy after shrewdly investing her inheritance decades ago. Never married, and apart from her beloved Pekingese Chestnut the Fourth, lived alone. She has oh, here we go. Establishing question. Amelia Hawthorne is a pariah in Brindlewood Bay. She's known to be miserly and cruel, and more than happy to throw her weight around with the town council in order to get her way. In short, very few people will be sad to hear she's dead.
Oh
But you once
God.
saw a different side of her, a moment that humanized her to you. What happened?
Visited by 3 ghosts.
I know.
Didn't work. Carry on.
We were both in like the same. We were both in Irene's coffee shop, right? Just happenstance. I was futzing with the painting on the walls that some poor student is trying to get sold, and it was not straight, so I'm fixing it, um, just so it is presentable. And I look over, and I see that right after she got done taking a sip from her coffee, she didn't realize how hot it was, and it like jolted her, and the dentures in the top of her mouth fell out. And she very quickly recovered and brought them back in. So nobody saw except Frances. And that was like she looks up and she sees Frances just going back to work. And like ever since then, she's treated Frances a little bit nicer than she did in the past. Because that sort of scandal would have ruined whatever initiative she was up to that day. You know, it would have been the talk of the town. Frances kept her mouth shut
Think
because she ain't no, I don't know, shamer.
I think the other humanizing detail there is that she didn't proceed to berate a teen coffee shop employee because her coffee was too hot. And I think that is like
The most
great.
humanizing you can be.
it's
Mhm.
like if for no other reason, because that's the kind of behavior I would expect from her.
Oh yeah, yeah.
She didn't do
Definitely.
it.
So yeah, I think the other members of this the Brindlewood Bay Lunch Club will definitely like they'll all kind of like part and turn at you guys so you're like still kind of in the back and like make room. It's like, oh, you guys, you're gonna go inside and find out what happened? We can go talk to Sheriff Dalrymple. We can send him, but you should find out what happened.
We do tend to do that, ladies.
Suppose I have nothing else to do right now. And she like sets her whatever like snack or hors d'oeuvre or lunch that they've provided. Something
Whatever
like that.
thermos she's brought with her on this like
Yeah,
walk through the neighborhoods, like
yeah, yeah, yeah.
spiked or not, we'll never know. Like,
It's
We
obviously
know.
spiked.
We know.
There's flasks planted in our meeting room from Francis.
It is whiskey spiked with a little bit of eggnog.
I was about to say, I'm spiking my whiskey with
just enough eggnog to change the color. Like,
yeah. You can really taste the cream. So yeah, that's what I would do.
okay. Um,
I think, but as we head in,
Mhm.
Irene will definitely turn to like the rest of the ladies who lunch and be like, when the sheriff shows up, make sure you all ask him a lot of questions about what's going on.
like there's one who's kind of like, yeah.
Mm.
And they like start to filter off to go do that. The woman who is there at the door, her name is like, oh, I'm Caroline. You know, Amelia's my aunt. Here, if let me bring you ladies in and introduce you to the family. And she will bring you inside to the main kind of foyer. Where we're gonna say it out loud.
Why, yay.
Foyer. Yes, which is like here in the front of the house, obviously. That's before they go, right? But
Yes,
there
you're
are
welcome.
a number of people here who she will introduce you to. She's like, yes, we found my aunt Amelia, my dear Aunt Amelia, upstairs in her bedroom, strangled with a set of pearls. And then she will go around the room introducing everyone.
Whoa, 1 second.
Strangled with what now?
Stop. I'm sorry. What did you say?
She was strangled with a strand of pearls.
Oh, that's not what I heard.
What did you hear?
Just the jingle of my bells, I guess.
PG-13
I'll
channel.
never
All right,
tell.
moving on. It's like,
The picture in Legend Keeper is very nice, Mike.
thank you.
This is good.
I
That's
went
good.
through today. It's like, I'm not making this mistake again. The NPCs are going in
Oh my
Legend
God.
Keeper, and they're all getting their pictures.
Yes.
So
can
yes,
where are they at? Under.
under Jingle Bell
Jingle Bells.
Shock.
Yep.
You're allowed to go to
Aw.
Jingle Bell Shock now.
Oh wow.
So yes, Amelia Hawthorne, who is the deceased.
Yep.
Caroline Hawthorne, who is her niece, who is the one introducing you. She is assertive, wry, and wearing a well-tailored women's suit. She will introduce you to Thomas Hawthorne. She's like, this is my father, Thomas. He is cautious, soft-spoken, and wearing a plum-colored smoking jacket. He is helped my aunt with her financial affairs. She will introduce you to a man who is red-faced, drunk, and wearing a New England Patriots shirt. And say, this is my other Uncle Jimmy. We see each other periodically.
He's like
This is not
he's
the
like
Eagles.
currently drunk right now.
Oh yes, he is like red in the face, the whole
Good.
deal. Indoors, it's not that warm sheen of sweat, like the whole thing. Yeah.
If it was an Eagles jersey, we would know who did the murder like immediately.
Um,
Like if it was an Eagles jersey and they had recently lost, then we know who did the murder. Or if they'd recently won.
I was about to say, well, none of
Eagles
us would be
fans just
alive.
love tearing
None
up
of us would
Philly.
be living. If they won, we'd all be dead.
Yeah.
Losing is focused rage.
Yeah.
Winning is unabashed rioting.
Yeah. Eagles fans
Grease
just
all
do
the
it
poles
different.
downtown because people are climbing. You
They
gotta-
just do it different in Philly. I don't.
dude,
I
Mhm.
love it.
like living in this area and getting the like seeing the Reddit posts whenever they go out to grease the poles because they anticipate like an event. It's like really wild for me as a citizen of this like metropolitan area. It's like
an
really,
event.
yeah. It's like
There was
really,
an event, so we had to grease the poles.
and it's like football team played. So like you know,
Crack out the WD-40. Yeah, all right. That's
yeah. No, they really do like it's like a big thing of Vaseline or something like that with this giant like slop brush, and they really do just like lather that thing so people can't climb the poles. It's fucking weird. But hey, we gave the nation gritty, so like
Swings and
Is it gritty for the
roundabouts.
hockey team though?
just take the
Nobody
win.
set the fire
That's
for it
just-
any better.
Take the win. Take the win.
Yes. Next, Caroline will introduce you to an older woman. She will say, "This is Magdalena Hawthorne." She was,
the picture
Amelia's.
is so good.
She was
Pictures
Aunt-
are choice.
Aunt Amelia's sister-in-law. At which point, Jimmy with the Patriots jersey will like cross his arms across his chest, be like, "Not for the last 5 years. Fuck it, I'm finding another beer," and he leaves. Like, that was the wrong accent. I'm finding another beer, right? And he goes out. to, like,
Finding
find
another
something.
beer.
So
Somebody park the car. Can't
So-
find another beer.
so Magdalena was married to Jimmy at some stage. Is that what I'm to understand with this exchange? Not in the last 5 years. I'm just saying,
Yeah.
folks, this picture that Mike got, this woman clearly has like eyeshadow tattooed around her eyes. Like it is wild.
It's a look.
This is she was a professional psychic who would try to help like police departments or something. Yeah.
Oh my God, it's
Um,
that lady. Oh
yeah.
my
Yeah, this is
God.
a real person.
Oh
my
yeah,
God.
no.
That's how she looks.
These
Oh
pictures
my
all got
God.
picked for a reason. Come on.
Oh God.
Next, she will introduce you
jeez.
to a young gentleman who is ridiculously handsome, excessive use of finger guns, wearing an oversized cashmere sweater. It's like, this is my son Everett. It's probably Irene who it clicks for. That there's this series of really over the top spy movies with, like, I know, and he's there, he's like seducing all the women, and he's shooting through 3 buildings at a time, and he's leaping off the skyscraper onto the moving train. The Turk Huntington series, and this is the guy who plays Turk Huntington.
Wow.
Like, this fake ass crap, and this is the guy who stars in it all.
Yes.
None of that is at all realistic.
Yeah.
Definitely not.
Usually when you have to
Nobody's
jump
ever
onto a
leapt from a
moving
moving train.
when you jump onto a moving train, you really want to make sure to tuck and roll to the center of the train, not to the edge, and then you have to hang off like this. Yeah.
Amateur hour.
Yes. She will introduce you to a young woman who is described here as tall, beautiful, and bohemian chic. Say, this is my daughter Skylar.
Where is she from? She looks so familiar.
That is Kamala Harris's stepdaughter.
Why does she
Yeah,
look so familiar? She looks.
And
She's been moving.
absolutely, Francis is going to give the respect nod to the style. Like, absolutely. It's like, oh, yes, good.
Yeah.
I like this. This works. You're like the younger version of me.
Yes. She will introduce you to a man who is described as bitter, sneering, and wearing a golf shirt and khakis. Say, this is my husband, Avery. And towards the back, sitting in a high-backed wheelchair, is a woman described as ancient, blind in one eyes, and buried in furs. It's like, and this is Mother Hawthorne.
Prime suspect number 1.
Yes.
Did it pick the
Who
good
kind
eye?
of like stares at you, like doesn't really say any words. Just kind of like, she's in the wheelchair, but she's got like a cane in her hand that's like propped onto like the footrest. She just kind of like shifts around with it. And then there is a small yapping noise as behind Irene, a small Pekingese comes out and starts barking at her incessantly. And that would be Chestnut the Fourth.
Who's Chestnut barking at?
Irene.
Hmm.
Okay. Well, that is actually a likely suspect, but I know where Irene's been for hours. So though she is capable, she's not the murderer.
Plus, it
You
wouldn't
know
be
what?
pearls.
Dogs can actually smell murder on people.
Right.
Like, that's a thing.
No
Yeah.
matter when it happens. No
So
matter.
evil
does it- no,
intent, murder.
Yeah,
They can sense when you've taken the life of another human being.
that's right.
Dogs can do that.
That's how dogs work. It's the whole reason I have dogs.
Yeah, it's like the envy in them just wells up and they get very upset with you.
I wanted to kill.
It was going to be my job.
I don't know if I'm happy or sad of who you used for Thomas Hawthorne, but that you didn't go through with the clue.
We
with
have
him.
to go talk to them, right?
No. I meant like he used clue pictures for 2 of the other people and not.
He
Oh,
looked
not
very
her.
young in Clue.
He
That's my
did.
problem.
He did very much. He did
It's like
very
I'm trying to have, like, there's like
yes.
more than 3 generations of this family in this room right now, and like I gotta get the actors at
I
the right
like
age
that
to
you
pick these pictures out.
You strung it together very well, though. I'm digging
tried,
the
I
clue
tried.
references.
And just so I know, just so I get the actor right. This is the guy from fucking Back to the Future, right?
Yeah.
Okay,
Yes.
It's for Lloyd.
good. Okay, good.
And in everything
Howdy.
ever. Going, we don't
Yep,
need
to go back.
roads. Yes, so
What was that movie he was
Karen,
in?
all
Hmm.
of them. I'm
All
pretty
of
sure.
them. He was in one where he
Every-
was an alien, and I loved that movie when I was a kid. Like he was like literally an alien.
Was he in Buckaroo Banzai? Was that one? I don't remember. Anyway,
Maybe.
Like,
Welcome to
I'm
High
sure he's
Shelf
played
Collective, the
multiple
Christopher
aliens.
Lloyd fan cast.
Look, it's at least going to be as helpful as most of our other streams are. Yeah, so
you said
Caroline.
My favorite Martian.
Oh, they made
My
a
favorite
movie
Martian.
of. Okay, all right,
That was an excellent film, and it had him as an alien. He was very funny. It's on Disney Plus.
I think there's a bit of like jingle to the bells, and Irene gets shouldered forward.
that will definitely be a point where like Caroline and like everyone in the room turns and faces up, like.
And then Opal like steps behind Irene because that's a lot of like views that she doesn't necessarily need.
Irene will discreetly put one hand on her hip so that way the oversized sleeve hangs covering up where Opal's is. We're going subtle.
So yeah, I think Caroline will turn and be like, they said the women outside said you do murders. I don't want
Solve.
We solve murders.
Solve
we don't do
murders.
them.
No, not
Well-
exclusively
Which is very
doing the
important.
murders.
that would certainly be appreciated here. So,
Doing the
If you're
murder
able-
or
if you're-
solving it?
it's solving. Apparently, someone's already gotten around to doing the murder. Someone in this room, as Jimmy comes back in, so everybody's back in the room again.
Yeah.
So
He's
he
got fresh
loudly,
beer.
yeah, he loudly cracks like a PBR, like this.
He's like setting an empty down and starting the new one. Like he drank one on the way back. And it's getting set
He
down.
sets
He's
that
got a
one
second
down.
one.
He sets
Yeah.
another full one down on the credenza. No coaster.
That's how it always
And
goes.
has one that's open that he's like working on now.
Because
The
they're like,
credenza.
after this beer and the next beer, I've only got one beer left. So that's how they go. That's how it is.
Yes.
Somehow he broke the limit of like, what is it? It's like 16 beers is like the most that a person can just drink in like a day. Like there's like a physical limit that like you just can't. Like,
I like when
in
people
one
who
sitting, you
try to
just
do the
can't
milk,
more.
the milk jug challenge or whatever it was. Drink a gallon of milk at once. It's like, no, don't. Let's. There's
you wanna
a
get
very,
lactose
very good
intolerance?
reason not to do that. Yeah.
Do you want to become lactose intolerant for the rest of your life? That's how you do it. Like literally, your body will be like, I can't produce this much lactase, and then it just stops trying. It's
Well,
bad.
there's a size limit to how much
Valid.
stuff you can force into your stomach at once. It's
That too.
no bad. Don't do that.
It's like
So-
when radio shows would do the water drinking challenge, and then people died.
Yeah.
Shouldn't do it.
This has been a PSA.
Yeah, this has been a public service announcement. Don't drink. No drinking competitions. They're not good for you.
Yes. So yeah, Caroline will be like, we certainly have our differences, but the thing you need to understand about this family is that we are first and foremost Hawthorns. That comes before everything and everything.
What does that mean precisely?
Well, if you don't know, I'm not going to tell you. She's like, we're
Loyal to each other? Loyal to the family? Loyal to the
there's
neighbors?
Well,
there's loyalty
like,
to
well, one
each
of them's
other,
dead,
but like
so-
yeah.
Opal's
And
like, "Well, one of
anything
them's
that
dead,
I
so
would
not
say that
one."
would like really justify a phrase like that is absolutely going to be untrue coming out of her lips. So like,
I have
well,
a
we
feeling.
put the family above anything else, like except for all that money we've all made. So yeah. And except for the exorbitant amount of money that my aunt had, that clearly is up for grabs depending on who is not put in jail here. So, yeah.
Sorry to put you on the spot, just establishing alibis. Would it be all right if we began this case the way we normally do, which is by examining the body?
Yeah, certainly. Skylar, Everett, show them up to the bedroom, and she'll have like the two younger members of the family like escort you upstairs to the bedroom. What do you see in Amelia's bedroom that indicates she had a much softer heart than her public persona would have had you believe?
She has a chair near the bed. It's in a rather unhelpful position. Like, it's not a well-placed chair. It doesn't fit with the rest of the decor. It's not lined up with anything, but it has a dog bed and an old, very cozy ratty blanket on it. And I think if we were to look at the window and the way the light comes in the window in the morning, it would shine right on the dog bed. So that's in the best place for Chestnut the Fourth to soak up the morning rays, even though it doesn't fit with the rest of the decor. It's in a rather
Like in the way.
inefficient. Yeah, it's in the way. It's not in a good position for the rest of the room, but that's
In a
where the
great
dog
position if you're
sunbathes.
Chestnut. Okay.
Yeah.
All right, cool. Yeah, otherwise this is a large, well-apportioned bedroom. There's lots of dark wood, lots of like, velvety type things, stuff like that. And in the middle of the bed, fully dressed, is Amelia Hawthorne, still with a strand of pearls around her neck. That is gone slack, but there's, the indentations around her throat from, you get the CSI zoom in, it's like, right?
All these little like dot bruises.
Yes.
I'm gonna go powder. I'm going to powder my nose, she says to the next maven close to her. And she's gonna go out into the hallway towards other rooms, supposedly a bathroom.
Okay.
I'll join you, Opal.
I'll stay here. I'll just stay here, I guess.
Okay.
These things, like gesturing to like the pearls or whatever, these things are like notorious for like breaking and scattering pearls everywhere. I just don't see how this happened. Like that is, unless movies have lied to me, which they very well may have.
And I think like the younger gentleman will turn to you when you say something like movies lying to you. He's like, ha ha, finger guns. Sometimes we have
Does he say finger?
Sorry,
you can only
because he
hope
does
that
now.
he said finger guns out loud.
Pew pew. Sometimes we got to amp it up to like really tell the story. Can't get the butts in the seats,
Seats to seats. It's possible if it's a expensive enough necklace, they can be pretty highly well made, nice and sturdy.
At the highest end, if you needed to use them to go across a zip line, never mind.
If they're pricey enough and rare enough and being stolen at the time, then absolutely.
Yes.
I think I would like to take the leap and do the first roll of the night and examine the body for clues, keeping in mind the assumption, and I feel like the entirely correct assumption, that absolutely everything in this room has already been moved, touched, and in some way evidence has been destroyed here. But just looking to kind of get an idea of the sort of evidence that can't be destroyed, that might still be around.
All right. Yes, then we're into meddling. So when you search for a clue, conduct research, or otherwise gather information, describe how you're doing so, investigating the body, and roll with an appropriate ability. Let's see.
I would normally I go with composure because that's my best stat. I feel like this one, because I'm trying to, in addition to investigating the body, I'm also trying to kind of filter out all the stuff that I know is going to be, for want of a less coarse phrase, bullshit that the family has likely caused. I think it'll probably be more of a reason roll, which is my second best stat.
Okay.
So, refresh my memory. It's 2d6 plus my
2d6
stat.
plus reason. Yep.
Been a while. Been a while. Ooh. Good numbers, good numbers. That is a 8 plus a 9 total.
Okay. So on a 7 to 9, there's a complication. Either with the clue itself or a complication you encounter while searching. The keeper will tell you what the complication is. So first, let's find you a clue, right?
The pearls are still warm. They can't have gone far.
I think underneath the edge, you're like getting down on the floor, kind of like on your knees, so you can get a close look at her head lying over the back, and then the pearls there on the edge of the bed. And you notice that like under the bed skirt at the bottom, you find a pill bottle. It is empty, but the thing you notice is that on the outside, it has two labels. One has been stuck over the other, and the outer one has Amelia Hawthorne on it. But it's not like everybody's lived in Brindlewood Bay. There is a pharmacy, and it's not like this isn't the sticker from the pharmacy. Right, like they have like, you know, a blue logo that goes here at the top and something, and like here, like it's all black and white, and like that's not the stickers. That's not, you know, Clyde, who runs the pharmacy, prides himself on that blue logo on the stickers to show that he buys stickers that have his logo printed on the stickers in advance. It's not just printing something. But this clearly has like a fake sticker applied to it over the top of a different sticker. But it's one of those situations where when you try to peel the sticker off, it shreds the back underneath, and like the one that's like there before, it's like you end up losing it.
I will request a small plastic bag from Mavis's purse.
Fair enough. Small plastic bag. It's a snack size.
Yeah.
Mavis, an evidence bag.
It's literally a sandwich bag that doesn't even like Ziploc. It just like folds shut kind of deal.
It's a plastic bag that like has the fold over top, and she has to open it up and take out the tissues that are in it. Like,
yes.
blow out the dust, and then give you the bag. Like put the tissues back. Like,
I will fold up the bag, take out my felt tip non-branded permanent marker pen, and just write little details on there of where it was found. Since we're here before the sheriff, we might as well do his job for him. And I'll put that in my purse.
okay.
That's my turn.
Okay.
The chain of evidence begins.
Bonus action dodge, and that's the end.
I dash so I can take double move. So I'm sorry, Mavis, you were the other one who was in the room, in the bedroom.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I mean, you've got two members of the family here. If you wanted to try engaging in conversation,
for sure. I think maybe it's just gonna be like, so I mean, it's a big house, right? Seemingly there's some money here. Is that like a thing? Like, just, you know, is there like money issues? Big will, lack of a will, any sort of anything like that? I mean, tale as old as time, right?
yeah. So I think Everett will say, "Trust me, everyone in this room, everyone in this house, except me, because I'm rich as fuck." Finger guns. Wants to know how much Aunt Amelia left them in their will, but knowing her, she left every red penny to Chestnut the Fourth and all the other chestnuts to come. Like she has that whole damn room downstairs, and just kind of like leaves it there. Uh, and then Skylar says, my brother wasn't always a leading man in life. Growing up, he was chubby, he had a huge nose, and he stuttered really badly. But Aunt Amelia loved him almost as much as she loved those damn dogs, and she helped him. It turns out you can turn a frog into a prince with enough money.
A lot
I
of
mean, right
information.
there.
It's a lot of information.
He's right there. Man.
He's too busy, like, in the mirror, like, whatever, just jealous, Skylar. Being a model isn't the same thing as, like, being an actor. Um, but if you'd like to roll to metal, you can.
Yeah, I'd love to do that. What is the thing? The thing that you roll?
2d6.
Yeah, 2d6 plus whatever your relevant stat is.
Probably presence if I'm just like talking, chatting them, and doing the like we're here investigating them. I mean, like, is there any like classic, like almost like a half joking, but then like it is exactly that. But like, there would have to be some kind of like will dispute or something here, right?
Like, oh, there's absolutely going to be a will dispute because everybody here, like, Amelia is like wildly wealthy. Like, why the hell is she even Brindlewood Bay? Like wealthy.
Yeah.
And like everybody here is probably going to want a piece of that.
Yeah. So I
And
summoned
as
all the
big of
power
a piece as they could get.
summoned all the power of Google and the internet. Taking a page
You're
from
the
David's
one.
book to roll this. So it's a 9 plus 1 for presence, so a 10.
Okay, so 10. All right. On a 10, just double check on a hit. On a 7 to 9, there's a complication. So no complications, but not up to 12 plus. Okay, cool. I think as you're there and you're talking to them, like Skylar is just kind of like idly poking around the stuff that's on like her aunt's chest and drawers and all that kind of stuff. And she kind of like flips open the top of a box that's over there. And she opens it up and she's like, oh, see, like she was obsessed with that dog. And she takes it out and there's like this box, kind of like yay big, rectangular, wrapped, has like a little dog bone shaped tag on it. It's like, to Chestnut, love mother. And she will like the dog probably ends up following into the room and like starting to yap at people, and she's just like tries to ignore it. And she opens Skylar opens the present, uh, and it is a dog collar with just like rows of tiny little diamonds all the way around. So your clue is an extravagant gift for Chestnut the Fourth.
And what was the other one?
The other one we got before was a bottle of pills that were tampered with.
You said it was an empty pill bottle?
Yeah.
Okay. So no chance of us passing those around to see if any of us take this medication.
No, but I like it. We should get more of these.
That's such an old lady thing. Okay.
Irene's doctor prescribed low blood pressure medication because they're like, you need to have more heartbeats. Your resting heart rate is 3. Like, I don't breathe, I don't move.
Like, you're gonna get up
It's a
every
sign.
morning and you're just gonna snort a rail of salt. Just do it.
You effectively have was it like you're effectively in torpor
Mm.
when you go to
That's a
sleep.
sniper's heart rate, baby.
That's right.
No heartbeat, no breath. Perfect shot every time.
That's right. Okay, so this dog is getting like crazy. I know I wasn't in the room, but I can't wait to find out what's in this room downstairs.
So I think
We'll
there's
get there.
yeah.
We'll get there. I'm sure. I'm just dying to know.
Well, maybe that is the room that you guys kind of end up in is as it's labeled here, the chestnut room. Um,
We
it
have a
is
moment where she unwraps it and she's like, "Oh, the chestnut just gets everything. I mean, look at that damn room downstairs." And then there's a knowing glance between Mavis and Irene, and then we
Walk
shift
into the
scenes
yeah.
to
yeah.
Opal and Francis walking into the chestnut room.
Yeah.
Yes, and it is a wood paneled room hung with like multiple oil paintings. And underneath each they're each of a Pekingese dog, and underneath each there's a little nameplate in it. It's like Chestnut the first, Chestnut the second, Chestnut the third, Chestnut the fourth. And just like decorations and memorabilia, like but the front room of Amelia's house is a temple dedicated to chestnuts 1 through 3. What do you see that shows how much Amelia loved her precious dogs? Besides the giant, incredibly expensive oil paintings, like
So
photorealistic renderings of these dogs.
there's like shelves right underneath these each painting, and there's a pillow on each shelf, and on the pillow is like the dog's collar, like its best collar, right? Like
Yes.
with the most jewels, or and has a perfectly like it's perfectly on the pillow, like the name tag um, of the dog, and probably on like the back of it is like its pedigree. But like you just see this perfect like your eye catches the like collar, and then up to the dog, and the dog is wearing the collar
In the painting.
in the painting
It's,
on all
Yes.
three of them.
Yes. You don't want to get confused about which collar goes with which dog. That's why she has the giant painting.
Yeah. Um, so I know we don't always agree on our art styles, Francis, but I question this one.
This is the technique is immaculate, but the taste is dreadful. Um,
Wouldn't it be
I
funny if you like put little mustaches on them?
I would
She's not even cold yet. She's
Yeah.
upstairs.
mustaches, or maybe one of them. We sneak in a couple of spots, little Dalmatian spots. Scandalous lineage.
Not purebred. Um,
Speaking of, surely the papers are in here somewhere. I'm just gonna like glance around for
okay.
like ASPCA breeder papers that like
kennel
Would
papers.
you
yeah,
say
get
you're meddling in this room?
absolute freaking lootly we're meddling. We want to know everything.
Cool. Yeah. 2d6 plus an appropriate stat for
I'm gonna go with composure because I am a metagaming fool and I have to. So maybe there's a locked box or something like that I'm opening up in here. I don't know. There's some sort of hidden compartment or something along those lines. I'm trying to discover here. Um, roll 2d6. 1 second while I use the entire power of the internet to come up with 2 numbers. Yeah, 10 total.
10.
Stream
Okay.
just started buffering. Weird.
Yeah.
Yeah. So full success. Um, let's see. Let's see what we can find you. I think there is probably like a cabinet, like a little like file cabinet kind of thing over there. And it's not super high tech. I mean, you can just like get a rake thing in there and just like rake across it and get its attention and like get it open stock, like just like a jiggle wafer locked. You're fine.
Someone's been playing with their lockpicking kit.
Something. He still can't get past 2 pins regularly. But anyway, um, yeah. So you get that open, and in the top, what you find is uh, an airline ticket. There's like a bunch of file folders that are like random papers and that are like, the actual like ASPCA papers and every rabies shot that these dogs ever had and everything that was
Right.
ever done. And then there's one folder where it's the ones with like the little hanging hooks on the edge that's like in the front of the drawer when you open it, that's like a different color. And as you like nudge that one open inside, there's a plane ticket for Amelia to Rio.
Wait,
Dated for a flight tomorrow.
Is it a plane ticket for her and then a separate plane ticket for her dog to take the private dog
Yes.
plane that happens?
Yes, it is definitely, she bought a separate seat so her dog would not have to fly cargo.
Yes. Oh yeah.
There's a
Of
separate seat to like
absolutely.
put the little carrier on.
course. Of course.
In first
And
class, nonetheless.
yes, first class.
Mhm.
Premium Premier, your platinum card is on file, like the whole deal. Yeah. So we believe you guys a plane ticket to Rio de Janeiro.
Well, I'm glad that she was able to go somewhere this year.
Brindlewood Bay just broke the fourth wall.
Oh, that was actually Opal saying it. I'm sorry. It really was.
I was
that's right, 'cause
I was
Opal's-
reacting to that like
Opal's always out of town for Christmas, and she was not allowed to go out of town this time.
Something. Yeah.
Yeah. When is the flight to Rio de Janeiro expected? Is it this year? Is it like right around the corner?
Yeah, it's like it might not be tomorrow, but it's like in the next several days.
Oh, is this like a secret trip? She doesn't even have bags packed or any of that kind of stuff. Like, there's no indicator that we've seen so far that she's about to take a trip.
Nothing so far. But as you guys are doing that, and you kind of like you close the drawer, like it's not a complication. Nobody's catching you in the act. But Jimmy, the guy in the Patriots shirt, comes in, and he doesn't notice you at first because he's walking around with the can up, like drinking out of it, humming "Ding Dong, the Witch is Dead" as he comes in. Like, oh, like burps and like, sorry, didn't realize you were in here. Yeah. Um, like it's a hell of a shrine she has to like those dogs, isn't it?
It's something, all right. Yes.
Francis is just like very subtly like closing the drawers and everything so that he doesn't see that we've been like
Oh yeah, no,
opening stuff. He's oblivious, but she's just like, while Opal is talking, she's like, and we weren't in there, and that drawer is shut, and this is exactly how we found it.
That one was locked the whole time. Yeah, that's
the Patriots are on quite the streak this year. They're probably going to win this weekend.
yeah, going all the way. Gonna do it. Woo! Go Pats! Right? And
they always win.
down's
and they cheat
another
to
chunk
do
of the
it.
thing. It's like, hey, deflate this man.
Were you close with her? Or
No,
if you don't want,
no.
if you weren't close with her, is there a reason that other than her money that someone would not be happy with this arrangement?
I think he will like kind of like flop down onto a couch that's in there that has like this like little kind of ornate set of steps in front of it, so like the dog can come up onto the couch too. Uh, like arm across the back. It's like, yeah, no, I guess I'm what you'd call the black sheep of the family. Like, but yeah, no. Amelia, she had more money than God at this point. Anybody in this house would be after it. Much of it as they can get their hands on.
And so much that they would murder for it?
Like just takes another sip. It's like, seems that way.
Can I meddle?
Absolutely.
I guess also with composure.
Sure.
I'm also going to use the power of the internet.
It's worked for everybody else, right? Like,
with my +2, I have a 9.
9. Okay. So that is a clue with complication.
Mm-hmm. Does my Frank Columbo move come in? Oh, it's once per session.
So it's once per session, and I don't necessarily feel like it does so much with Jimmy.
Yeah, no. He seems down to earth.
Yeah, Jimmy is
If possible, too much so.
during the
is-
course of the conversation that you have, like it will come out that Jimmy is unemployed, has not held down a job for a significant period of time, but like he hasn't held a job for a long time, and it's been a while since he last held a job. Um, uh, he and Amelia hated each other with a white hot passion. So, but for Christmas, everybody always comes here. He's like, and it's always the time of year where if you're going to try to get money out of her, you're most likely to get it. Um,
I
takes another
see.
sip.
Well, that.
Speaking of which will bring us to your clue. Um,
Oh.
which points he will say, like, yeah, usually if there's a time of year where you're going to get money out of her, this is the time to do it. Apparently, except for this year. Right? Takes a sip. That Amelia rejected a suspect's request for money.
Oh, is someone writing notes? Because I'm not. Okay. Did she have a particular penchant for Christmas? Like
You
favorite
haven't seen the room
holiday?
in the back,
Oh, what room? I would love to see.
like the Christmas room.
I'm even more excited now.
Freaking mega rich people. My God. The chestnut room, the Christmas room, the
Stop
shoe
naming your
room.
rooms.
Yeah.
Stop it.
Yeah, he's
The
like, no,
spoon room.
it's through the back. Take a left. You'll find it no problem. I think that's where Tommy and Avery were hanging out. They were talking about something. Thomas being Amelia's other brother, and Avery being the nephew who's married into the family.
Well, Francis, I think that was an invitation for us to look around the house.
If we were vampires, we'd be in the clear now. So let's go.
Wrong hall.
So,
This is Christmas.
Well, that's
Right.
my sweater. I'm not there, but Dracula can be festive.
That's right.
so
Yeah,
yeah,
shun the
what
Christmas
does
god
go on
to
with the
his
people
dark
upstairs?
mantle.
Is there some sort of like Maven call? Maybe like while we're walking by the stairs, Francis gives like Francis gives like a real quick knock on the like banister or whatever, so everybody knows like, ooh, we're on the move.
No,
You know,
unless Katrina has documented a page in the wiki about what kind of whistles you use to communicate amongst yourselves. No.
coo.
Look, it's because I
Clue,
kept
clue.
mentioning it, and I'm like, you know what? I'm just gonna start putting pen to paper here.
In red markets, that kind of thing is relevant information to have on hand. Yes.
You guys just like while you're speaking with so and so, you just hear a clue from downstairs. It's like vaguely pigeon-esque.
Oh, I think.
Pecan, be there soon, pecan. Like,
And the smell of Francis's whiskey guides you to the destination.
Sorry, I was looking for,
I'm gonna join.
It's really strong alcohol, so it dissipates quickly, right? You know, it's one of those things. It's like a chemical trail that.
If you can still light the air on fire, you
That's
know
it.
she's not far
you
away.
will definitely see Jimmy perk up when there's like, oh, sounds like somebody's getting into the good stuff. Like,
Somebody opened the cabinet room, the scotch room.
The Scotch room.
Yes.
If you tell me there's a scotch room, Francis is in that room.
I feel like that's a room that you, David, would have in your house if you were
If I
fabulously
could,
wealthy.
if David could have a room dedicated to a liquor, that would be the liquor, and that would be the room for sure.
At what point do you start having like your own barrels or like aging Scotch?
Man, oh, that is the thing people do. It is super wild. It is super wild, like what people will get up to, as if it makes it better, right? Like me opening a barrel is a bad move, right? Like that's just a bad move. I don't have
It's
the
the
talent.
barrel formerly known as a whiskey barrel.
Right.
Now
I don't have the
it's
talent. I don't know how to dilute it exactly right. I mean, that's a terrible idea for me to get into that.
mash
But
barrel now.
I like the. I've always been a sucker for like gift sets that have like the bottle and then the glasses, and
oh yeah,
half of the glasses I own have some form of branding on them.
oh yeah,
Because I
Oh,
just love them. They're so great.
Yeah.
So that'd be my room. It'd just be like rows and rows of glasses of different brands and
Heck
funny
yeah.
looking
Oh, hey.
cups.
Thanks for the raid, guys.
Woohoo.
Oh, hey, hi. How you doing?
Hello.
Hey guys.
So yeah, we're off to the Christmas room. After seeing the chestnut room
Yes.
that is dedicated to this dog and its lineage, right?
No, it's her dogs, which have all been named Chestnut, but weren't actually
Okay.
related.
Oh, they're not related.
They're all
just
the same type. They're all the
purebred.
same breed.
Okay. Okay.
All named Chestnut.
Oh my god.
No, there's no
But not
like
the same progeny.
lineage. It's not
Um,
father son child parent relationships. Like it's just I have a Pekingese and his name is Chestnut. Doesn't matter which dog you ask me that about. It's a Pekingese and its name is Chestnut every single time.
You know who else does that? That's kind of weird and it feels like they shouldn't. Raising Cane's chicken fingers. They've got like their little image of Raising Cane the first, and it's like this golden retriever or whatever, and then they're on like Raising Cane the third or fourth at this point.
Yeah.
It's like
Who's
I don't
it?
want to think about that when I'm eating
Texas
chicken fingers.
Texas A&M has a mural to all their past dogs. Like whatever, I forget the name of the dog, but it's like whatever the dog is, and like there's a A&M cadet that has to take care of it and shit like that, right? And like there's this one hallway that just has all of them, and it's like cool.
Do we want to take a break now and talk about all the things that are happening?
Yes.
Actually, this is normally our break time, isn't it?
Mm-hmm.
About
Okay.
yeah.
Yeah, just about. Okay. So, hey, everybody. Thanks for joining us tonight. This week is our last week for a big charity drive for the Trevor Project. And I see that like the timers have already gone off on some of these things. So maybe you all are seeing now. Tonight is not exactly a charity stream, but we're still part of the scene, of course. And there's a little QR code down below that you can scan to donate to the Trevor Project. Every $20 donated gets you entered in to win this week's weekly prize of $150 at Drive-Thru RPG. And then there's also a campaign-wide prize for a super rare book from TSR, the makers of D&D. It was a book that
Clarify.
had a first printing.
Original TSR, not new
Not the new
jerkbag
ones.
TSR.
Yeah,
Yeah.
not the weird
The
shit
OGs.
going on, whatever. Yeah, no, we're talking about the original dirtbags of TSR.
Yes. Correct.
Since we did the Gen Con, the history of Gen Con episode, and like the historian of Gen Con told us all the dirtbag things they would do to other gaming companies, I'm like, yo, that was some skullduggery. All right, that was not cool. But either way, TSR printed a book, and that book got sued because it had a whole bunch of IP from a whole bunch of other like authors and shit. So it was a one-time printing, super rare book. We have one. We're giving it away at the end of this week. So every $20 donated gets you entered in to win that book. Come back Friday. Come back Saturday. We're gonna be giving away a bunch of other stuff. Okay, during the stream. So that's our spiel before we go to break. And yeah, Raising Cane's, man. Food is delicious, but they're a little weird about the dog thing.
They do, and they had like cutouts of like Coach O from LSU football there for a while. That was like a little uncomfy. I'm like, why is this man staring at me? I'm just trying to buy chicken.
I just want my chicken.
Like I'm not that into LSU football, unlike every other person in this state.
Yeah.
It's
That's
big.
how it is. That's how it is down in the South. Especially like Texas, Louisiana, it's football everywhere.
Football.
Not a
Alabama.
game. It's religion. Yeah.
Roll
It is.
Tide.
Yeah. With that
I
said,
don't think you're actually allowed to say that
I'm
being
not.
from Louisiana, sir.
I'm surprised I didn't get murdered just now.
I
I
let
mean-
a lightning bolt out of the sky.
yeah. I have my aunt and uncle teach there, so like dope. Let's go to break, folks. If you can donate, awesome. If you can't, totally cool. Tell your friends about it. We're super pumped for this campaign. We love doing it every year. It's the kind of how we like to send off the year at this point, and we love that we get to do it. And it's a really cool opportunity for us and everybody. So please tell your friends, and we'll be back in like 10 minutes. Is that our?
Yeah, that's
Yep.
good.
Okay, cool.
9:20
Yeah.
now.
Oh man,
That's
30.
half past. Yeah.
Heck, it's like we're on a
Boom. Right
schedule.
on. We got to get out of here now so we don't ruin it. All right. We'll see everybody in 10. Hi. Hi, everybody. We're back.
Hey.
We're back.
Yeah.
Pretty much on time, which is pretty good for us usually.
That's amazing, honestly. Like, come on. There's no showrunner telling us what to do. It's just us
Right.
deciding, oh yeah, let's get back. Real quick, 2 quick thank yous. Andy, friend, player
Lee.
in this game. Thank you so much for your donation, man. Really do
Ah,
appreciate it.
shucks.
And also, Dom, I don't know if you're in the chat right now, but Dom, my homie, thank you for the donation. That's 5 raffle tickets for 2 big prizes happening Saturday or Sunday. Thank you so much. Thank you so much, man. That's really good of you.
Dom is the only person on the planet allowed to play Pathfinder and Apex Legends. Anybody else is fake. Anybody else is fake.
Everybody else who plays Pathfinder is fake news. Unless it's
Dom's the only real Pathfinder in Apex Legends.
Yeah. For a
The
second
one
there, I
and
thought
only.
you were saying like he's the only one allowed to play Pathfinder, the role-playing game. I was like, wow, Paizo is in
Oh.
trouble.
So,
Trouble.
yeah, that's rough. But no, just the little robot friend.
Yes, of course. So again, thank you both so much for your donation, and everybody who can, and of course, tell your friends and everything. We love you all, and thank you so much.
Friends,
With
family,
that,
coworkers, enemies, random people on the street, whoever you feel
random
like.
people on the
Just-
street and enemies, I'm especially interested in their money. Right?
Yeah.
That's
Absolutely.
good. That's good. So yeah, Mike, there's this like dead lady, and she's got a whole bunch of not hungry, but like just greedy family members that want her money.
Yeah.
And this feels great. And we're gonna go check out this Christmas room, right?
Yeah, so we were gonna give, or well, I was gonna give a chance for like the folks who were hanging out upstairs to come back downstairs if they wanted.
Yeah.
If you want to go there, we're coming back down.
You heard the pigeon call.
Yeah.
Glue, glue.
I think we would have, after having enough polite conversation with the 2 youngest members of the family, I think we would have made our way downstairs, probably accompanied by them.
Okay. I think as you're coming down the stairs, in the front foyer, in the front area,
It's fine.
skip
Front
it, yeah.
room.
In the front entry area, as Francis and Opal come out of the chestnut room, and Irene and Mavis are coming down the stairs, the 2 youngest member of the Hawthorns kind of like see down into this entry area and like, we gotta check on something up here real quick, and like kind of like head back upstairs. And then down in the front room is Mother Hawthorne, this like old woman in the high-backed wheelchair with the cane.
She's my
The
primary
one good
suspect.
eye. Yeah.
She's
There is her still sitting there, just chair, same spot. People just like went on about their business.
Yep.
And
She has not moved this entire time.
yeah, but Magdalena Hawthorne is there, kind of crouched down next to her, like, trying to be helpful to Mother Hawthorne. As you all kind of reconvene into this room and like, oh yes, see Mother Hawthorne, the visitors are back again.
What did it sound like she was about to feed us to the old lady?
She looks like she's about to feed a old lady. Have you all seen the picture of Magdalena Hawthorne? This
Mother
old
Hawthorne.
psychic from the 80s. She looks like she cooks people. Just
That's
saying.
That was the hobo queen from Red Markets. Same actress.
Same actress. You're right. Oh my
Oh my
gosh.
god.
Yeah,
Know what we do with that person.
it's not good. It's not good.
Oh, Casey's not here though, so
I
Yeah,
know.
no one's here to be the bane of grandmothers.
It's good because we are 4 grannies.
This is
That
true.
would be a TPK if Casey showed up in this game.
yes.
Granny Bane.
So yeah, they're here in the front room, so that if you guys wanted to have a talk with Magdalena or Mother Hawthorne, there's an opportunity to do so here.
I'm not good at that, but I do want them to be talked to. So I'll do it.
I'm 100% on this Christmas room. Like, that sounds like it's a bullshit, and I need to see it with my own eyes.
Yeah. The Christmas room is especially attractive. So I'm still on the Christmas room train, but I do want to see if Mother Hawthorne is sitting on the final clue. Right? She has not moved this whole time. She got that cane. She can get around.
She is the void clue.
She is the void clue.
Yeah, I think Mavis would also want to talk to Magdalena because her disastrous energy is like definitely something that needs to be explored.
Oh yeah, Magdalena is there, and she's clearly fiddling with like a deck of cards, but they're that oversized tarot size deck of cards. And she's like kind of like she's not full on like shuffling, but she's like kind of like absentmindedly like resequencing kind of thing. And she's like not paying attention.
Is the King of the Hill tarot deck?
You got that yet?
That's just the one that I want. No, it's about to ship soon.
Sorry.
I'm very excited for that one.
But yeah, if you wanted to try to interact with either of these two, here's an opportunity while they're here in a room without other members of the family around.
Yeah, I think Mavis would be like, so is that you do readings?
Yes, Magdalena, knowing smile, constantly shuffling a deck of tarot cards, ridiculously large silver cross around her neck. She'll say, "Yes, yeah, I've, you know." She will start to describe this deeply held esoteric belief she has that blends Catholicism and like weird esoteric beliefs. But yeah, like kind of like rambling off in this opposite direction, like kind of like coming back around again, like yes, I do readings. I arrived earlier today. I drew a card from my deck as soon as I crossed the threshold of the front door. The Nine of Swords, a very bad sign, a sign of conflict, and I knew right away something terrible was going to happen. The cards never lie.
I think I've got a Rider Waite deck back at home, but I don't really know about all that.
Oh well, it's a very it can be an incredibly enlightening thing once you learn how to do it properly. You should get in touch with me. I used to have a school in California for a while where I would train people in the esoteric arts. And here, and she'll like rummage around in this like purse that's kind of like on the sideboard next to her because she was there with Mother Hawthorne for a while, and pull out like a crumpled, like half creased business card for you, like, oh, here, you can get in touch with me anytime. I'd be happy to like talk you through and show you the art of doing the readings.
So if you could, who do you think did it then? Could you do a reading and maybe maybe find a clue or something that could be helpful for us? I don't think we've ever had a spiritual consultant before for any of our cases.
I don't want to like invoke the spirits incorrectly, but I could possibly find some space to we'll draw a couple cards. We'll see if we can get a bit of a hint about what's going on here. So yeah, if you're trying to meddle with her, meddle.
Yeah, I guess just like one to see, because like I think Mavis's real angle here is like maybe get her to say something she shouldn't,
Hmm.
so she has like a clue, right? Like, um, so I don't know if that's what is a little bit of trickery. Is that still presence, or I don't know.
Let me try to
I
find
always forget what
You
each
could,
one
I would say
fully
you
covers.
could maybe, and this is a little bit metagaming, maybe try to push for composure would be the alternative, where it's kind of like you're not convincing her to say things, but you're like kind of setting her up. So you're just
Yeah.
leaving the space open, let her
Mm-hmm.
talk, and then just steer her in the right direction.
Yeah.
Or we can go the direction we have never gone in any episode ever, and you can roll sensitivity.
Oh my god. I got a -1 in that though. That doesn't sound as good. But you know what?
Roll
For
with
the
psychic.
memes, we'll do it. So I rolled an 8 -1, so it's a 7.
It's a 7, so that's still a partial success. Um, I think, yeah, the thing you find is droplets of dried blood in a strange place. That is um, on the back of Mother Hawthorne's. It's like it's not a modern wheelchair. Like it's got like the wooden back with like the padding in it and stuff. It's like riveted in with the little upholstery nails and stuff like that. Um, and on the back of the chair on the back of the wheelchair, there are specks of dried blood.
Somebody
And because
fear
I
the
get to throw
death
you
of
a
the chair.
complication, but I just want to like find one of these other things to throw in there. I think the thing you find out is Magdalena. She's like, yes, you notice that as you come around Mother Hawthorne's chair to try to get a look, the top of
Mm-hmm.
this like cabinet that's here that she's gonna draw these cards onto. Um, and Magdalena she shuffles them up and she cuts the deck. She like swirls them around in her hand and stuff like that. She's like, all right, we need spirits. We need an understanding of what happened to my poor friend Amelia. So many people in this world who didn't care for her, and I'm the one person or one friend in this
Mm.
world, and I need to know what happened to her. And she draws a card and she sets it down, and it's the devil.
Mm.
She kind of like goes pale, like steps back a bit, which stands out even more because she goes pale beneath all that weird makeup, and like it's the wrong look.
Gas. Gas.
She's like, ah. She's like, we need to know. I understand, spirits. This is a bad sign, but we need to know what happened to my dear friend Amelia. And she takes another card. She's like hand shaking, and she reaches down to set it on the counter. She turns it over and she sits down, and it's the devil again.
There's
And she
supposed to be
like,
like one of those in there, right?
Wait, she
yeah,
shuffled
she's
them and then
yes, and she stands back,
Oh,
and
okay.
she's very pale, and she's kind of shaking, and she kind of like not all at once, but like they fall out of her hand, like kind of like filtering out of her hand as she's like there standing there. And as all the cards hit the floor, they're all the devil.
Gas.
that's some
So
void clue
there,
shit.
your complication is an extra void clue. Take that.
Ah,
Ah,
Uh,
I'm not mad at the void clue.
And you have cooperation because this lady is freaking out, right?
Yeah. So the void clue is that all the cards are the
Yeah, Magdalena's tarot deck is just the devil one after the other. I've been putting these in the Jingle Bell Shock and Legend Keeper too. So
Oh, okay, cool.
yeah. Um, and I think as they're all like falling to the floor and Magdalena's like pale and shaking and like she has to sit down to try to like recompose herself. Uh, Mother Hawthorne with her one good eye kind of like looks over that direction. Slouches back down.
Can I get you anything, Mother Hawthorne?
Yo,
You look like the type of woman that would enjoy perhaps a full glass of whiskey.
Francis like peeks her head in from the Christmas room. Right. Am I needed?
Somebody say whiskey.
Yeah.
That or
Um,
base gin from Victorian England. I don't know.
she doesn't really answer. Like she doesn't seem to vocalize much with anybody aside from like occasional like grunt or kind of like that might have been like a half laugh at something. It's hard to tell. Um, but well, while you're here, Irene, I know you're still here. If you wanted to try and
Mm.
take a look at something or figure out what's going on, you're welcome to meddle over here too.
I do think while this whole thing is going on, Irene would have looked at, would have kind of like just like half paying attention, just looked at the cards just to see them all being the devil. Be like, that's not even what the devil means in tarot. And we'll go sit down next to
Right.
Mother Hawthorne. And we'll just kind of sit there in like complete silence with Mother Hawthorne while the whole devil debacle goes on.
I think as
And
as
then-
you're there with Mother Hawthorne, Chestnut the Fourth comes down and like starts like tugging at the bottom of like Mother Hawthorne's shawl that's like over her legs, and and she like shakes the cane at it, like kind of like shoos the dog away.
Hmm. Well, now I don't
Look,
like
I'm
Mother
getting,
Hawthorne.
I'm just getting some, guys, I'm getting some usual suspect situations out of this. All right. She looks like she can't, you know, but she's got whatever that fire is that makes somebody kill people. All right.
Mm-hmm.
That's what I'm saying. She's gonna like use a cane on a dog to get it to go away.
She's a bad person. I think with that in mind, Irene is going to my inflict extrajudicial punishment on a wrongdoer is just staring at me off the page. Wait till she hits the dog and then just roll.
Oh,
Hit
no,
the
no
brakes.
spoilers, but it's a mic game and the lines are like we don't do harm to animals, so
It's true.
Good.
It's true. The dog was not actually harmed. It was just
Otherwise, we'd have to disengage the brakes on that wheelchair, and maybe there's a swimming pool nearby. You know, but like, it's only fair.
I think Irene is just not even going to make eye contact with Mother Hawthorne, just be like, so who do you think did it? And I am going to meddle just to see if I can get anything out of this old lady.
Okay, go for it.
Willing to do, I would assume this is presence.
Yes.
We've had one void clue so far.
Mm-hmm.
I would like to. Normally, I save this until we have like 8 void clues, and then I drop my Fox Mulder move. So
We
it's
need
like,
them now.
but we need stuff now. So I'm going to use my Fox Mulder move. So my associate, Mr. Z, I think let me know a little something. He said we obviously don't have the conversation, but you would have come up and been like, so I see you're going to do some caroling today. That's how the conversation would have started.
Mm-hmm.
And then the conversation fades to black. But I think I'm going to use that to give myself a +1 to this presence roll. So let's go ahead and roll that to see what I can do. Ooh. Oh,
Yeah.
well, it blurs out the spider, but that's a 6. So I rolled a 12 plus 1 is
Nice.
13.
Lucky number 13. All right.
Lucky number 13.
So let me check my link move here. Yeah. So on a 12 plus, you get your clue, no complication, and a void clue. Um,
Damn.
so yes,
awesome.
I think your clue is that Mother Hawthorne, like you're kind of to the side of her. She turns with that one good eye to look at you. And then she kind of like looks past you. And like you see that she's looking and like there's another shelf, like a hutch over there, that has a bunch of photos in it. And one of those photos is um, Amelia Hawthorne and her two brothers as children. And then a woman standing behind them, a man with his face very carefully cut out of the photo, and then an old, even then, Mother Hawthorne standing beside them in the picture. So Mother Hawthorne is actually Amelia Hawthorne's grandmother. So the woman who is your age, her grandmother is here.
Some holding
Um,
on shit. Like,
yeah. So yeah, your clue is a Hawthorne family portrait with one person carefully cut out of it. And I think your void clue is that as you look and you see these photos kind of on the shelf, and there's other family photos of various periods of time here, as you kind of like look upwards on the shelf, it's one of the ones where it's got like the glass doors in the front and like kind of like the arch at the top and the shape at the top, and up at the top it's got that diamond shaped eye that you've seen in all the various places. Yeah.
She's one of them.
Mm-hmm.
Telling you. She's sitting on a void clue. We just got to get her up out of that chair. Just got to run in there, Francis.
What's a void clue?
Just
she is
shoulder
the
check.
void.
Just shoulder check her out of that chair. Boom. Jade statue.
Like under void clue, I just wrote the void symbol in the Hawthorne house, and also Mother Hawthorne is at least like 120 years old.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
I will say Irene will get up, walk over to that particular one, and just kind of examine the portraits, looking especially at the one with the hole cut out.
Yeah. I think Mother Hawthorne will be agitated as you do it.
Mm-hmm.
If you bring it back over towards where she is, she's not real steady, but like she kind of that bottom tier where it's like it's the siblings, right? Like she kind of like waves.
I
her
hold it
finger
out
up
to her
there.
like a vampire crucifix, like ah. I'll say
She screams the word bat and like disappears in a puff of smoke, and bat flies away. Like,
like if our Murder Maven fucking game ends and we're actually in what we do in the shadows, that will be the like surprise of the whole
we are gonna Bobby Westfall every campaign off this channel together. That's yeah.
My God.
hello there, murder mavens. I'm Jackie Daytona, regular human sheriff, taking over for Dalton.
Regular human sheriff.
As you can see by my toothpick and revolver handgun on my belt.
Yes, but I will say, it's not unusual to have black sheep in families. Heaven knows mine had a few. But the question is whether these black sheep are that bad or whether they're the only good ones left.
I think
And I
then
will
she'll do another one of those like kind of grunt type noises, like kind of like go back to like looking away from you with the cane.
As Irene walks away, she will, just out of earshot, "Hmm, that's what you sound like," and then put it on, because there's nothing like a grumpy old woman to make this grumpy old woman feel like a teenager again.
See what you did there.
It's not even one of my things.
That's not even one of your things, but you sure did it.
I've undermined authority and I'm behaved like a woman half my age. Gonna hit all the XP triggers that aren't mine. That's the end of my turn.
So yeah, it sounds like everybody ends up coming back together at the Christmas room here, which is a large room at the back of the first level here, like overlooks the back of the property. In this room, Thomas Hawthorne and Avery Partridge, the nephew. So her brother and her nephew are in here talking. They stop when you guys come in. But this room is decorated for Christmas, and you can tell for sure this room is decorated for Christmas year round. This is not a for the holidays thing. This is a big ass room that is full of Christmas stuff 365. Every day of the entire year, it is decorated like this. Tree in the back, lights, Santas, moving trains, the whole deal. All those where you go to the gift shop and they sell like the little individual ceramic houses with like the little light inside, but you have to buy like all the individual ones for the entire town, and it's like an entire wall, like three tiers
My
high.
grandparents had that whole thing, and they'd like set up little villages all throughout the house, and you weren't allowed to run because
Yeah.
you're gonna break one of those things.
I actually have my grandmother's.
Oh wow. Oh wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
Why'd you have to go there, Mike? All right, let's
No.
I was
Good.
just saying, like, no, like yeah, it's a lot. Everybody's grandparents had them, like, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Does it
so
look
yeah,
like Brindlewood, or is it like just a generic, like there's
I
a
think this is
hospital
more.
Is it a
next
scale
This is
model?
to a
more
radio
generic.
station?
You
Is it a
can
scale
see
model of the
Brindlewood
town
Bay inside the snow globe.
with
No,
little
that's
people
a
walking
different one.
around?
That's
Don't make us. We're part of the universe. Oh no.
Are there little
No.
people of us walking around this town, Mike?
no, it's fine. You're all humans. You're certainly not synths. It's fine. Nothing to be concerned about here. Yes, so this room is decorated for Christmas year round. Does the room feel warm and inviting to you, or does it feel oppressive? Something else? What do you see that reinforces how you feel?
Wait, say that again. Sorry.
Does the room feel warm and inviting to you, or does it feel oppressive? Does it feel some other way? What do you see that reinforces how you feel?
Opal thought that she was gonna love this room because Christmas and kitschy stuff. But like I'm sure like the town scene has like families all together, and there's a lot of like familial stuff, and it just makes her sad. Opal just feels sad. like the lights on her sweater go off, and
They kind of like dim and come back and dim, and then like
you're just out. Like all the battery must have died.
The bells stop jingling, they start clanking, right?
Just
don't
don't need the sweater.
Jingly, harmonious noise.
Yeah. Opal's just that's how this room makes Opal feel. It's sad.
Actually, glad you said that, because I was leaning towards that. Is that the feel for the Christmas room should be warm and welcoming and cheerful. And like if it was Opal's Christmas room, it would feel like, oh my gosh, this room feels like Christmas. But I think it feels just a little too museum-y. where it's like, yes, the houses are set up, but they're not set up organically. It's very much they're just in a line behind
Mhm.
on a shelf behind glass.
Yeah.
And
Mhm.
the train goes, but it doesn't really go in an interesting way. Like it just feels like it's just going and going,
It,
and
it
going.
literally
It
just
doesn't,
goes in a circle.
yeah,
Mhm.
it doesn't make any stops anywhere. It's just a train running. It's just a drain on energy. And it's like it's very much like it feels like just like a clinical, almost like a catalog where it's not personal and Christmassy. It's like just having the Christmas things in it.
Yeah. I
It is
think
an evil room.
I think I think there's like one piece in here that makes Francis happy, right? Like this whole room is so like structured and static, right? Um, but there's this like live wreath that is tucked behind the tree on like a door that doesn't go anywhere anymore, and it's like been dead for a long time, right? It's just like it's been kind of out of the way, out of sight, out of mind kind of deal. And there's like little cobwebs on it because it's an awkward spot. You can't really get to it unless you undo like a big section of this room. And like that right there just makes Francis very happy that there's like this thing that was forgotten and lived in this room, right? And you can see how long it's been since like that corner of the room has been touched, and it makes Francis's little black heart happy.
Well, you've managed to almost exactly describe what is in the clue list, so I'm going to give you another clue,
What?
uh,
Mhm.
which is that there is a Christmas wreath festooned with poison oak, nightshade, and holly.
Dope. Dope. I feel good about that. Yeah, that is
I
mean.
love the word festooned.
That is mean. That is a mean wreath. That is a mean wreath.
Yes.
It's me,
As someone who's
and
allergic to
Francis.
poison plants, that is a mean wreath.
I feel like
Which
most people are
is
allergic to
everyone,
poison
right?
plants.
Like that's
Well, like some people are like not allergic to poison ivy,
What?
right? Yeah.
What?
I don't know
Or
who.
you're like extra allergic to poison ivy.
I
Like,
am. Yeah. No.
yeah.
It's like.
Who are these
Mm-mm.
people?
Yeah.
Mike's mom's like
Synths.
that too.
They're synths, is what they are. They're not real.
Yeah.
We can't keep going back to this.
You're gonna make me reinstall Fallout 4, and I'm not gonna be happy about it.
I am.
Part of you will be happy about it.
We've already played the one of us went missing and was replaced by an imposter card in
True.
Halloween. The next step
Whoever knew
is
that
that
happened to.
Yeah.
whoever the next step is we've all been kidnapped and replaced by imposters this whole time. And there's, if you watch real closely the back episodes, I'm speaking now directly to the audience. In episode 3 of the original Brindlewood Bay run, there's a scene where we all go missing and are replaced by substitutes. This is a conspiracy blog.
I'm talking from inside.
Push him to the YouTube. Push him to the YouTube. That's good. That's good
Yeah.
marketing.
Good
Push him
job.
to the
Good
YouTube.
job.
Bring them right in. Just
I think for Mavis, this room is like, it's not necessarily. I don't know that she feels it's like oppressive or inviting. I think she's just like Mavis isn't a super huge like Christmas person. Like Christmas is fine, but it's just like walks in just like, oh, she really liked Christmas, I guess. Like it's one of those just like that's an excessive amount of Christmas decorations. Good for her. You know, like good for her. That seemed to be a very joyful thing. That's, anybody who buys that much crap for Christmas has got
I
to get
think
some joy out of it.
if you comment on that, her brother Thomas, who's in the room, will say like, oh yes, she was a great fan of Christmas. It was the one time of the year that everyone would get together, set all our differences aside, something like that. And here, can I get any of you ladies a drink? And like he's got like a rocks glass that is like 2/3 whiskey, and then like he tops it off with eggnog. Like,
I would
No,
love
that's
some
not-
eggnog.
That's not really how you're okay.
Yeah, Francis fills up her thermos.
The eggnog or just the whiskey?
I mean, like, it's the right blend. It's the right amount of both.
Maybe it's
So-
just gonna be like, has the eggnog also been prepared, or is that just like out of the carton eggnog that you're pouring
Eggnog
over
that's
whiskey?
also been mixed with whiskey, and
Like,
they're
oh no.
mixing it with more whiskey.
And I think Avery, the younger one, I think he's the one who ends up being like Martin Mull from Clue. He's like, oh no, Caroline arranged caterers for the whole night. We're starting to get ready for dinner when all this unpleasantness began. They brought
Yeah.
It was
Yeah,
prepared.
Mavis will get like
It-
just a little.
They
tiny
brought it
bit
in
and
from
see-
one of the fanciest catering companies from Faversham. Like,
Faversham connection, man. It's not sitting
Irene
well.
pours
It's not
out
sitting
her
well.
eggnog into a nearby potted plant.
Maybe let's take like a little sip to see if the eggnog has also been like spiked as it often is at the holiday season. Like, am I getting hints of
did
hints of
did
bourbon,
you go for like
brandy?
just the straight eggnog, or did you
Just
like
the
let
straight
him just,
eggnog?
like, it has a pleasant and appropriate amount of booze added to it to begin with.
Yeah. Yeah, maybe we'll just take a sip and then look at him like this is
Well, I see someone enjoys his booze.
and then she'll be like, well, I hear in Faversham they don't even, use local dairy products for their eggnogs.
Faversham nog.
These commercially produced eggs.
Um,
Tasteful.
I
Can I-
personally prefer to get my milk from New York.
Can I kind of look around the room some more? Like,
Yes, you can
Especially-
absolutely head around the room. You can metal searching around the room if you like.
I'd love to meddle in this room. And I'm gonna use my Frank Columbo move this time around.
Okay.
Do. Using the power of the internet again. Bam, that's a 9. I didn't say what I was gonna use. One of the skills. Reason?
Okay.
Is that fine? Okay, then I got a 10. Plus the Columbo move, if when I'm in a room occupied by the rich and famous, I get an additional clue.
Yeah. These men both certainly have money. You don't show up to like somebody's Christmas party in the middle of the winter in like a pink polo shirt with like a sweater tied around your collar and like khakis. Like that's not like that's somebody who doesn't have better sense. They obviously have the money to make up for it.
Mhm.
So yeah, let's find you a couple clues. And we already did this one. Okay, so one, I think, as you're kind of like moving around the room and you're kind of like over by the Christmas tree, you find a shattered eggnog glass.
That's not not Irene's.
Could mean anything, but it's a clue.
Faversham nog smashed.
Okay.
Um, which thing to do? And then I think you find a sheet of paper. And as you unfold it, you find that it has it's a parody version of lyrics to the 12 Days of Christmas. But the lyrics are a scathing indictment of the Hawthorne family.
Oh,
It's just like in here, like
You find it, it's like in an envelope, like between a couple of the houses or something. Like it's
Um,
it's an envelope where like it's not sealed shut. They like tucked the thing inside the back of the envelope, and as you open
mm,
it, it's a Christmas card, and on the inside of the Christmas card, it's this song.
Respect the hustle.
the whole family, or just Amelia?
Everybody.
Um, I will.
It's
I will.
written by Chestnut.
Yeah, just sent over it. I'll hand that to Francis.
Excellent. I'm gonna take a look. Is this written by hand?
Yeah.
Cool. And I won't ask additional details because I know how Brindlewood Bay is. But Francis is going to analyze this, and later on when we do the reveal, it will be part of the. You know, we know it was a man, or we know it was a woman because, you know, we know
It's a
they
man.
were.
He was
we
left-handed. English was his second language.
we know that he was depressed. You know, like all that stuff that they do.
Yeah.
He was a fan of billiards, but he wasn't very good.
Yeah. All those truths are coming out a little later.
Okay.
Because handwriting analysis is still admissible in this country. It's amazing to me. We have so many better tools.
I mean, so are lie detector tests
That's true.
in some places.
That's
So.
true. That's true. That's true.
Needless to say, the Phoenix Vikings are a little too accurate when they portray how evidence is used.
Yes.
I
Yes,
think
the parrot is admissible in court. Let's go.
I think as Avery is here in the room, he's sipping, on an eggnog. I like, I've never been able to believe this horrible room. It's a candy-colored nightmare. I think she collected all this tacky crap in an effort to somehow own the idea of Christmas, to dominate it. And her brother Thomas will respond. My sister was a very complicated woman. She had a depth to her, a secret way of being that very few people understood. As much as I'm loath to admit it, I will miss her.
Did you know that before you strangled her? No, I'm just kidding. I'm not ready to accuse anybody. Actually, what is the challenge rating for this?
This is complexity 7, and right now you've got 8 clues.
We always do this. Mike, we love fetching clues.
It's the exciting
But
part.
It's
only
the
have,
fun.
like,
Yeah,
one
I mean,
void
you get
clue,
to
though.
talk to everyone. You got 2 void clues.
We need more void. That's true. We have the second void clue.
We need minimum 8 void clues before we ever.
Oh,
Hang on a second, let me check.
you do not need more void clues than that.
Yeah, because we're like starting the main void thing now.
You've filled the entire track for void clues to be like, you have reached the end game. Like, it's like there was only 2 boxes left there.
Good.
Nice.
Good. Good.
Tune back in after New Year's for see what happens with the cult of the fragrant midwives of Persephone. It's like
Now would probably be a good time for me to point out that Irene also has the scarecrow move, which technically gives me a clue at the beginning of every session that I can use in any mystery.
So is that something that gets dropped off, or is that the one where it's like, "Hi, we're calling this phone machine. Don't worry about returning it because they're only used for exposition TV shows now."
A stranger presses something into your hand, or at least it's someplace in a place where something in a place you will find it. I like the idea that it's just Scarecrow and Fox Mulder moves show up at the same time. So it's like
Yeah.
Mr. Z shows up to say, hey, you're going to be going to this house. Here's the murder weapon.
Keep an eye on the architecture because there's going to be a recurring pattern you'll recognize. Furthermore, yeah, I think there's an envelope that was sitting in your mailbox that you never thought to open until now. But inside, it's like, oh, there's a photocopy of a very old will that was Amelia's parents' will, leaving nearly everything to her and cutting out her brother Thomas. I'll add that one to the list.
My God.
This, I will say,
That's
does
9
not
clues now.
surprise me.
Yeah.
Yeah. Thomas, I don't mean to pry, but I feel like as someone
Yes,
who can
Marty.
maybe
That's,
relate to your situation, um, did you have a strained relationship with your parents?
my parents could be difficult. It's a different time then, you know. Which always
I
means something bad happened. And you don't want to go into it, but it's yeah.
Parents can be cruel sometimes. And
Yeah, it's like it's where I got started in the financial industry. I worked as a junior at my father's business and practice. He would never promote me beyond that, so I left. You know,
uh,
I helped make Amelia all of her money.
hmm,
She, you know, paid me my base salary, and that was it. You know, she was my sister, so blood is thicker than water, something, something. Sips Magna.
I will say, speaking from past experience, it's okay to hold grudges sometimes, especially when family members
I'm
are
waiting for this to turn extrajudicial. Yeah, like
crueler than necessary. No, I think he's cool. If you're cut out of your parents' will, there's probably a reason your parents are assholes. Um, if you did it though, you're dead. Um, but no, I'll say, Irene will say, you know, my parents, shall we say, were also from a different time, perhaps when a time when caring was less important. Uh, but needless to say, uh, you you didn't harbor your sister any ill will.
not enough to do what would have happened here tonight. No, certainly not. I mean, if you're meddling with him, we can meddle.
I will meddle. I want to. I know we have so many clues. We have too many clues, but I'm gonna meddle anyways. And I would like to use presents because I would like to pour him a little extra whiskey in his glass and just try to get the measure of the man because I feel like he's the hard done by fellow here, the scapegoat of the family. Okay, so I rolled 2 ones. So that's a 2. So Irene dies.
Just time.
Wow.
We
That's
we
the,
do incredibly well generally on this game, so it's about time we had a fail.
That's the like caffeine driven heart disease that's just been lurking.
Yeah.
It just took her all of a sudden.
Yeah, sorry.
Shot rings out. It's
Suddenly
the cartel. They finally caught up with her.
Suddenly this meddling move becomes a night move, and you must spend,
Well, we were caroling, so maybe it has been night. Maybe it is night.
Well, it is night when you're outside. I think maybe what you end up hearing is the front door being answered by Magdalena as Sheriff
Oh
Dalrymple
God, it's the
arrives.
sheriff. If anything, worse than death.
Dalrymple.
The shiver goes up all of our spines
Yeah.
as Dalrymple
Yes,
has arrived.
as you hear
Only
like
two things I'm certain in life.
thank you, ma'am, for letting me in. I hope everybody's doing okay considering the circumstances. I'll call Dr. Bob now to get him on his way.
Honey blood.
Dalrymple.
I
God.
think he will start to head back towards this area where people are at. They're like, oh, I guess it shouldn't have been come as much as a surprise to find you ladies here.
He arrests us. That would be amazing. Um,
Seems like anytime someone dies in this town, you ladies are first on the scene somehow.
Often at your request, and it's good that you're here. We needed a baritone for the caroling, but I think that's all done.
I'm afraid gentlemen aren't much invited to the ladies' lunch club organization. I mean,
Be a
I've
real humdinger if they
spoken
were.
about
Only
safety
off the
before, but
record.
yeah.
After dark.
Like, look, I'm not saying I haven't been to several of these events before, but like, never mind. I'm not gonna talk about that.
fate worse
Opal's
than
gonna pour
Dalrymple showing
herself.
up.
Sorry, Opal's gonna pour herself some eggnog
Freaking
and
frat
hold it
boy
like this.
Dalrymple is here.
Yes. Yeah. Sorry, I was trying to find the putting on a crown
Hmm.
Oh,
thing,
sorry.
just because I forgot about it. But yeah, no, your complication is Sheriff Dalrymple arrives.
What a complication to
I
have.
will say, I'm trying to get the measure of him. I will put on a crown of the void to keep the consequence as Dalrymple, but make it so that I also get information to see whether Thomas seems like he's on the up and up.
Which one are you on?
I have already done Shadow in the Gardens, and now I would be on the Chariot, which means my reason is reduced by 1 and my sensitivity is upped by 1, which means I am now in the positive sensitivity. I'm at plus 1 sensitivity.
You are attuned to the
But what's your
weird
reason
supernatural
at?
things going on.
0 now.
Oh.
It's okay. I mostly managed to convince Mike to let me use composure for every single roll anyway, so it's fine.
What's the point
Fair.
of me saying no? Come on.
Yeah, we're having fun here.
So yeah, I
Need
think
to be
you
smart.
do.
I'm psychic now. Carry on.
Quick, look up the occult move. So yeah, you were trying to get a read on Thomas, her brother, right?
Yeah.
About whether or not. Um, yeah. Cautious, soft-spoken. He's not over the top about anything like that. He doesn't seem to be putting on airs about anything he's saying. I think he will. He's worked as a financial advisor, and he was good at his job. And if Amelia hadn't gotten all the money from the parents to invest that she had him manage the investments for, she would never have been that rich. But if it had been distributed up amongst them all, they all would have been pretty rich.
Yeah.
But she got all the money, and that really did a number on family relations. So he wasn't fond of her over how things went with that, but it's not like his life turned out bad because of that.
Nice. I will top up his glass and move on back to the Mavens.
Yeah, I think Sheriff Dalrymple goes over, is like, oh, eggnog, tis the season. Takes takes a sip and then goes maybe after my shift's done. Sits it down.
It's also very, very sweet, Sheriff. You may want to go easy on it.
Diabetes.
For those who don't have access to the Discord, our picture for Sheriff Dalrymple is
Wilford Brimley.
Brimley,
yes.
right? Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
Diabetes testing supplies.
It's glorious.
Seem to find your ladies here. That's very unusual. Yeah. So, anybody else want to poke around in here? Did you want to try talking to Avery? Did you want to check out? Caroline is not in this room.
More clues, more clues, more
Let's
clues.
get a. Can we
Or
get
you
20
can
clues?
just straight up just start theorizing. Yeah, you can just keep rolling. I don't know that there's 20 in here, but there's a bunch.
I mean, I say we
I just wish you keep getting
theorize.
void clues because they're plenty weird. All right, that's
I was gonna say, if we theorize and we get it wrong, it's a great cliffhanger to leave it on.
True.
If we theorize and get it right, Merry Christmas, everybody. We did it.
True.
I'm into this. I'm into this plan.
What do you guys think?
Hmm.
I'm done with theorizing.
Or
I'm
we leave the
I'm-
cliffhanger here and
I think we got to do it. I think we got to do it. And if we fail, then it's great. And if we win, then it's even better. So
Then
because
it's terrible. We
Dalrymple
throw the
just
whole
got
game away.
here.
yeah, exactly. Like this is actually the reason why we got to theorize now is because Frances is freaking out
Why?
because she's the one that saw his weird birthmark.
Oh, right.
Ah,
And now he's
that
here.
links him to all this stuff. And now that he's here, it is time to exit. Because
Yeah,
remember,
wrap it up and leave.
we took one of their things, and they're like, weirdo guy saw us, So like, this just become an unsafe space for Francis. It's time to go.
pops.
It's time to go.
Okay, so what's our narrative?
yes. So when the Mavens have an open, freewheeling discussion about the solution to a mystery based on the clues they have uncovered and reach a consensus, roll plus the number of clues found, minus the mystery's complexity.
All right.
So
So a bottle
yeah.
of pills that had the wrong label or a fake label on them. Chestnut had an extravagant gift. There's a plane ticket out of here. Somebody was rejected for money from Amelia, which suggested that there wasn't any more left or whatever, right? Like that's like she's no longer giving out cash.
Yeah.
Family portrait with Amelia's father removed. The like poison wreath. Shattered eggnog glass. Provision, 12 days of Christmas. Man, somebody hates the Hawthorne family.
I think it's the what if it's the fortune teller lady? The ex-wife that we think it's the ex-wife.
Magdalena or whatever.
Mhm.
Magdalena. Yeah.
Like she still comes to these like things because she doesn't have any other family. And I don't know, kind of unwanted to a degree.
Yeah.
And she was going to try and get money from Amelia and was refused.
That's why she's been pushing so much that she was Amelia's only friend.
Mm-hmm.
Ooh, and that ties in well with the void clue of like if she's the guilty party.
That's why she kept getting the devil card.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
Guilty conscience, not that.
Yeah, the devil card's all
Yeah.
about like temptation of
There we
Yeah.
go.
worldly possessions and business and
Mm-hmm.
material things. So
And maybe
Being
like
chained.
she's kind of the caretaker to Mother Hawthorne and is not getting like any
Compensation
praise
for
or
that.
help or just like
Yeah.
this mute woman, almost mute woman that snarls at her.
Yes.
jury's still out on if that is like a condition or if she just refuses to speak.
Right.
Jury's still out. Maybe
Right.
she just doesn't deign to speak to us mortals who will not live to 3,000 years old.
They will not join her in Persephone.
Mm-hmm.
Not your
That's my-
first abnormally old woman to appear in this game.
And she's our second one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There was also the woman who
The
found
other
her
one looked a
from-
lot better though,
She
be real.
did. She looked a lot more mobile.
and talkative.
Well, and there was blood on the back of the wheelchair, right?
Ooh, yeah. Yeah. All right, let's
Somebody
roll it up.
hasn't been taking their usual
Am I rolling?
anti-aging
Yeah, you are.
potions.
That's your theory. You got to roll it.
Did I not?
Okay,
write,
so I'll roll the dice and you guys tell me what I
I think it's +2, right?
I got a
Yeah.
10 on the
Wait.
Oh,
So
what?
well, I was sorry. It's me. I was trying to figure out if I had written down the blood on the chair or not, because that was supposed to be a clue.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, that actually is a good clue, because the reason there's blood on the chair is because choking with the thing would have cut her hands when she was choking out, and she would have had blood on her hands, which she then would have gotten on the back of the chair because she was the old lady's caretaker.
There you go.
Yep.
Boom.
I rolled a
Also,
10.
plus whatever we got.
4, 5, 6, 7, 10, -7. So that's a 13.
That's
So we get
generally means that we got it.
That's
I
a
think,
void
I think that
history?
means we did.
So
Let's also just say that Mother Hawthorne was there and saw the whole thing and was like totally on board.
Yeah.
That doesn't make her go to prison necessarily, because maybe she has like a good defense for that, but like she definitely
I
was in
like
on
it.
it.
Though I like it better like that she just knew.
Yeah.
Not necessarily saw it, but just like knew.
She was in the room but turned around facing in the other direction.
She was just outside the room, still in her chair. Heard the whole thing go down.
Mm-hmm.
Right. It's like one of those things. Like she was right there. She could have called out, but she didn't. She could have made her grunts.
She's like the old dude from Breaking Bad. She just got the little bell.
Yeah.
She chose not to use it.
She's just nodding there, doing the Palpatine. Yes.
The dude was such a good character. Like one of the best characters in Breaking Bad, I think.
So I don't think Opal tells her theory to the whole family. I think she just quietly mentions it to the Mavens, with just the little things that she's gathered from everybody, and then drinks her eggnog.
J'accuse.
Oh well, we gotta get the big scene, the big like accusatory scene where we get everybody
call
together.
Everybody together. Yeah.
Get everyone to the denouement room.
Yeah. Yeah, and it'll be now that you're here, Sheriff, we can finally gather everybody together. And I believe that we have this solved.
In the back.
Okay. Yeah, the sheriff. Oh, I'll get everybody here. He gathers everybody in the dining room so they can all sit at the table. You can see them all. And you in the crawl space with the candlestick. Yeah, it's like
in the crawl space.
Wrong game.
No, actually, that was a different clue. We just never went to the crawl space.
Damn.
I'm glad we didn't.
Yeah.
We're all too old to be crawling in the crawl space.
Yeah.
Exactly.
I can't be locked in a small cupboard again.
That gets to be your new XP trigger. Was I read locked? So it'll enclosed space. Yeah, Sheriff Dalrymple will gather everybody in the dining room. They will all come here. They will all sit down. I think all the mobile people who are like active in speaking come in and sit around at the table. Mother Hawthorne's chair is kind of backed up at the edge of the room against the wall. And Sheriff Dalrymple's okay, come. You said you had something to say, you ladies. You seem to focus on this kind of thing fairly often, so let's hear what you got. What's your theory here?
Oh, Magdalena did it.
And I think Magdalena will be like, what? How would I even know to? And she will she tries to bolt, and I assume Irene is probably there to
Irene
Clothesliner.
would have had a. I mean, yes, Irene wants to clothesline her, but Irene doesn't have the same range of motion as she normally would because of her big sweater. But Irene definitely would have positioned um, Everett in like a very convenient location where she does not trust him to be able to actually stop Magdalena, but she's positioned him in such a way that he will accidentally stop Magdalena when she tries to escape.
I was
She
just
will
waiting
trip
on
over him.
I was just waiting on like Irene to just slide like a garrote that she had like hidden in the sleeve of the sweater and just like
All these like strands of knotted on fabric. She just like zip right around the neck.
piano
Razor
wire.
wire.
Yeah.
Oh
Opal
God, razor
like
wire.
Opal like takes another drink of her eggnog. Um, I believe the you had the letter or the card, and she points at like Francis.
Yes. And Francis reads. In the card was that the one with the song?
Yeah, I was like the 12 days of Christmas.
Yeah. This card written in a rather flowery script really cinched it all together. This damnation of a family.
Someone also has her business card.
Oh yeah, and
With her
Mavis will pull
handwriting
the
on it,
business
right?
card out.
Yeah, there you go.
Yes.
Yes.
That wasn't a clue, but it is now.
It is
Now.
now.
Everything's a clue in this game.
Yep. And
It's not that we're doing handwriting analysis; it's that we had an actual sample.
Mhm.
yeah, that's right. That's right. So yeah, we
She wrote
displayed
out her
these two
phone number
pieces.
on the business card, like her private phone number, and it matches with the numbers that she wrote down in the card for the 12 days of Christmas. So we have all the digits written out
Yes.
so we can make direct connections.
Yeah, that's what she gets for using numerals when writing song lyrics. That's like,
That's right.
get out of here.
And
with
that's a
that.
rookie mistake. That's
Rookie mistake.
Spy Club 101 is
On
don't
the
use numerals in song lyrics.
Once day of Christmas.
Oh my God.
And another like sip. It was very hard for you to hide the blood on your hands. You got it a bit on Mother Hawthorne's chair, it seemed.
I think Magdalena has like gone cold. She's like freaking out. She's stuck. She got blocked. She ran into Everett, right? And like they both tumble to the ground. And Everett's like, "Not in the face, right? Like, face makes my money, right?" He freaks out about it. Gets back up, so she's there in the room. Is like,
And
Yeah.
Francis is gonna go over and like fix his hair.
yeah. And then I think as you're all like,
let me set you right.
Again.
Let me set you right.
I see your XP trigger.
XP trigger. XP trigger.
I see
and
your
as
XP
everyone
trigger.
says, you know, when you did it, you got blood on the back of Mother Hawthorne's chair. You turn around and you point, and Mother Hawthorne's chair is sitting there with a cane on the ground next to it, and no Mother Hawthorne.
Yes.
What?
Oh, for goodness!
I had a whole
knew
plan
she
how
could
I
move.
was going to do extrajudicial harm, but now I'm going to have to actually take the shot.
See, everybody always has those like, oh, I bet she can get up out of that wheelchair, but nobody wants to be the Walter Sobchak that pulls the
Nope.
paralyzed guy out of the wheelchair. That's just
Nobody
not.
wants
That's
to do
not.
that. Nope. Nope.
It's not.
Even as a woman of a certain age, I'm not willing to.
Nope. Don't Sobchak it up.
Nope.
Opal
That scene
puts
is so
her
sad.
drink down because that wasn't expected.
I
She
think
moves
here's
really
where we
quick
should
for
end it.
somebody.
Yeah, I think
If this is a cliffhanger moment where we
Well,
all look
I
and the
think-
chair's empty.
Yeah, I think they definitely do. You know, yeah, you're right. Magdalena did it in the heat of the moment. She does confess. Sheriff Dalrymple takes her into custody. You see, Checkers. No, Chestnut.
Chestnut.
Is
Checkers.
standing at the front door which is open, barking out into the night as like snow is falling. And then there's like kind of like, dun, 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 and then like the post credits, there's like this scene that comes back where it's like the people in the hoods that we saw somewhere before, and like they're all kind of like on the ground kneeling to the side like this. So there's like this path between them, and you see like real old woman's feet with like poorly cared for nails that are all over the place, like walking between them, and like, oh, the queen returns, the queen returns, and it's absolutely mother of all. It all pans back up.
Yes.
Stay
Is next-
tuned. Next
Is
time.
next time the void mystery? Is that just like the end?
Yeah.
Wow.
Are we doing that this coming week?
I wasn't gonna do it this coming week
All right.
because I got to try to
Yeah,
figure
that's
some
easy.
stuff out. It's more than just like, oh, I printed the
All
thing
right.
and I got to like cram before we start the session.
All right.
It's like I got to actually figure some stuff out for that one.
We'll
That's
get it
like,
into this season ledger for the beginning of next year.
Yeah,
Stay
so
tuned for
tune in 2022.
We will figure out something to do next Wednesday, folks. We were gonna do this mystery as a two-parter because that is
Yeah,
our way.
usually we've gone 2 weeks for mysteries.
We're too good at
so.
this game now.
We've gotten it all
Yeah.
figured out. You know,
I think what
We're
it
too
was is
powerful.
we like the murder was there like 5 minutes in. I think we normally spend about 45 minutes doing other stuff at the beginning.
you
of
know
the
what we
session.
didn't do? We
We
didn't do
like
our
to mix
cozy
and mingle.
moves. We didn't do our
Yeah,
cozy
we
moves.
didn't do cozy moves.
Cozy scenes.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
But that's all good. That's all good. So
in
next
lieu
week,
of a cozy scene, I will
yeah,
say
we gotta solve the mystery, which is pretty dope.
we have to solve this.
Next Wednesday, we're gonna do something, folks. I don't know what we're gonna stream, but it'll be good. So you come back for that.
Whatever that is.
Yeah, whatever that's gonna be. Is there any other like closing announcements? Andy, are you streaming these days? Are you doing stuff?
I haven't streamed in, as they say, donkey's years.
Okay.
Probably no streams immediately, at least for now.
Sure. But when they are, we'll announce them. We'll talk about it.
Yeah, when they
Awesome.
are,
Yeah.
I'll give a holler and let
Yes.
y'all know to pop on by and watch whatever it is I do.
Yes, of course. So, everybody, as you know, this week is our last week in raising funds for the Trevor Project as part of our end of the year charity. So come back Friday, come back Saturday. We're going to be playing Morkborg with Super Dylan. We're going to be playing Cyberpunk with Cyberpunk Day, Mr. Stids. And it's going to be super awesome. Donations do enter you into a big prize pool. And of course, we're giving away stuff on Friday and Saturday with the grand prize stuff being announced on Sunday. So guys, this has been so much fun. I love doing this. This game is too much fun. I know that the Void Clue one is up next. I've been looking forward to it for a while, you know. But I'm a little sad that the Mavens have gotten to the end game.
Yeah. So the
I know,
Mavens,
especially
the
considering we're
Mavens
gonna
have
have to
reached
kill
their
off a
point.
few of them.
Kill off a few of them so we haven't made it. Reset us. Oh my
I'll say the Mavens may have reached the end of it, leading up to the Void mystery. But there is Beakwood Bay, which is DuckTales themed
I
variation
have
of the
that
game.
one.
Yes.
And there is a game called The Between, which is very based on like Penny Dreadful. That's
yes.
also a Brindlewood Bay game,
I am
but
so
it's
like
Victorian monstery type stuff. So
I'm so in for a DuckTales type game. I
think-
watched that cartoon so much as a little kid. Like I would do that.
I think
We
instead of
do
the
also-
like void, you're like fighting against your Scrooge McDuck urges to hoard wealth and things.
Yes. Yes.
You're resisting your capitalist urges.
And
So what
instead
you're
of
saying
just
is,
like,
in keeping with all the games that end up on the channel,
yeah,
it's
that's
about
right.
capitalism.
and
It
instead
is,
of just cloud skiing at the back of, you know, your uncle's badass plane. Because didn't one of them like they were like out on the line and had this wing board that they would like cloud.
That was
ski on?
Tailspin.
That was Tailspin. Damn it.
I mean, but like there
Get
were
out
all
of here,
Damn it.
Dave.
They were all in all those Disney afternoon.
Next
shows,
you're
like-
gonna be mixing in Rescue Rangers characters in here, and that's
Yes.
not even the right thing at all.
What are you
That
doing to me?
whole- that was a
Don't
great-
take that away from me.
It was a great 2 hours of television.
Yes.
I will take that to my grave. It was
Yes.
great to come home from school and watch 2 hours of Disney programming.
Fucking A.
Speaking of Rescue Rangers, there's actually like a cult to Gadget in Russia, which is the wildest thing
I'm
you'll
sure
ever
there
read
is.
an article about. It's
I'm sure there
very
is.
strange. It is very strange.
It's not okay. Humans are
It's
not
not.
okay.
It's
Humans are
super
not
not
okay.
okay.
All right.
It's super not.
I do sometimes wonder if we as a species should be allowed to make it. Okay.
No.
Because that's
That's
not
fine.
okay.
Hot take, no.
And this is- And you know, David, every like main antagonist in a Call of Cthulhu game has had that same thought right before they start their cult to the old ones.
Yeah.
So
So we should be allowed to make it.
It's
I
hard.
understand. I understand.
We do
I-
need a Brindlewood Bay spinoff where we play the cult members.
We're
We need-
constantly like trying to hide all the clues from these like
It-
four
uh,
just incessantly curious like old biddies.
Yep. It's the equivalent of playing an evil campaign where you're trying to defend the dungeon from adventurers.
Yes. Yes. I love it.
Also, we do need a Vampire the Masquerade style campaign that we run, what we do in Brindlewood Bay, where we can play actual human investigators.
Human.
so human.
Oh, that's good. That was really good. So hey, folks, we're gonna raid some folks. We're gonna raid Rule of Lore. They're playing some role-playing games. I can see they've got 6 people in an overlay. I don't actually know what they're playing. Looks like Thunderhood. We'll find out.
It's a thing. Sure.
Yeah.
It's a
yeah,
mystery.
We'll find out.
We're all learning together.
Oh no. Whoops. Whoops. You know, I think I tried to raid them before and I'm not allowed to because they probably have their like raid protection on because of the thing. You know, like
it's David. Turn off the lights and lock
yeah,
the door.
pretty much everybody act like you're not home. Act like you're not home. No, like
First,
so
he's going to
Chandler-
ask if the human race should survive. Then he's going to drive around with no music on in the car.
Yeah.
And then he's going to try to raid us. That's
God
like,
damn
Oh
it.
my god.
I will
Wow,
never live that
call
one
out
down.
all the
I will never
things.
live that one down. That's like 9 months old or a year old at this point. I think
And I
it's
bet you
launches
still
that.
Maybe
you
more,
Still do it,
yeah.
don't you?
never have to drive anywhere anymore now. But
well, no, since that conversation, I've been shamed into turning on music, even though none of you are fucking around. I still turn on the music because I remember that
Hey,
conversation.
blink twice if you're okay, and Kelly doesn't force you to do things. Blink.
She doesn't.
That's-
No, just my own
that's-
shame.
That is you know, that's what friendship is. That's what friendship and love is.
I'm like driving, like, oh man, it's so nice in here. Oh yeah, because of the music is off. Turn it on now.
I'm glad that we can add anxiety to your day. That you just
No,
turn
it's
the
like
music on in your car.
it's like at the beginning of the first episode of Dexter, where he's got this like monologue going. And he's talking about how much he likes to eat while he's driving, even though you're supposed to maintain a 10 and 2 hand position at all times while driving.
Yeah.
It's the same energy. It's the same energy. That's all I'm saying.
Folks, we're gonna raid Cypher Unlimited live. We're gonna raid these lovely people who talk about Cypher Unlimited and they play Cypher
They do.
Unlimited. They play the Cypher system sometimes.
They
on
really
their stream.
love it.
Do they do it live?
Sometimes it says so in their channel. It's probably all pre-recorded, right? Like that would be.
Well, Well, I think
they're actually
We
not even
definitely
playing at the
aren't.
same time. Yeah.
they have
We're
a
not
YouTube
pre-recorded.
channel. I think it's like distinguishing from their YouTube channel because they do have
yeah.
like
Ah.
they post like regular YouTube content, and then I think they sometimes do like chats on Twitch.
All right. So with all
Cypher
that said,
Unlimited dead.
come back at the end of the week. We're gonna finish out this awesome charity that we've been doing, raising money for the Trevor Project. Andy, thanks
Yes.
a ton for coming back to play Brindlewood.
Hey.
with us.
Always happy to be
Yay.
here. At some point, Irene is going to get a gun and you're all going to be sorry.
Or saved. I mean,
Or
like
saved. Probably saved.
probably
Mike is
saved.
gonna be sorry.
He's
We'll be
already
fine.
called sorry, so that's
Yeah. Everybody at home,
I'm-
thanks a ton for watching.
Crown of the Void. We're getting closer.
We're getting there. always, have fun and play well.
May all your rolls be crits.